absolutely disgusting out of Warlock. Now making the shift to Luna, who plays that hit scan role at range almost nearly, if not better, than Warlock now with the raw damage output. So I'm curious to see.
Oh my God, chat!
It's
a whole
now
team
that the new hit
of
scanner,
fucking Squirrel Girl.
essentially the strategist too,
I love
playing
it.
more technical heroes, are now playing Luna just due to the raw damage output and finding a ton of value. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know he just loves that hero. I think it does so much damage, like you said. I mean, there's so much value to be had in that hero in terms of, you know, the damage output, like you mentioned. And I think we've seen, you know, how good Luna Snow ult is, and people have mentioned how clunky, you know, Luna Snow Dance Floor, Fate of the Worlds can feel in terms of the fact that, you know, you have another 500 ultimate charge you need to build to get that ultimate. But it is, like you said, that neutral that kind of can change and dictate a lot of fights. Luna Snow does have that damage potential, and I think, you know, he can carry on that hero too. So we've seen the value of that hero. We've also seen how prioritized that hero is in terms of the ban phase for teams. In terms of 100 Thieves, I think every time they banned out the Luna, it didn't work out, obviously, but you know, I think a lot of teams are scared of that hero. Coming into today, though, the Loki and the Mantis are banned for Team Nemesis, or from Team Nemesis side. They don't want to play against Sentinels in that triple res composition. We've seen how good they can be, and they protect the Cloak and Dagger.
I don't think they're even going to run the triple res comp. They don't have Gomez in now, right?
Yeah, Nemesis, for those who don't know, actually old Team Shikigami, and they are known for running that Cloak and Dagger and essentially inventing that rush strategy of using that ult
Abdominal Snowman
to hopefully buy you the first fight,
welcome,
and then
welcome.
by fight two, almost has ult back again. So it is a smart strategy, as you see that lock there. The
Welcome to the balding gang,
the same
bro.
across the board, but there we go.
BGs.
As we see the lock in there for the side of Sentinels, and that's going to go
play
crazy.
Star-Lord? Yeah, but
yep, and just to reiterate again, for if you're just tuning in for the first time in these grand finals, it is an asynchronous ban phase, right? So the blue team gonna have those protects a little bit earlier than the other side, than the red side, who gets 3 bans in a row. It just syncs up on that third phase, right? It's ban at the same time, then a protect, then a ban, and then another double ban, and then it's kind of the same thing except flipped, you know, on the other side. So if you're wondering how that goes, and they're not global bans. So as you see, Team Nemesis cannot play Mantis, Mantis, Loki, Human Torch, or Emma. Opposite side for Sentinels, same exact thing. However, the protections were at least a little bit maybe interesting in terms of strategies revealed with the Captain America protected alongside Magneto for Team Sentinels.
Thank you for always creating great content.
Big fan of Krakoa.
Yo, WW, who are you cheering for?
The Sentient Island.
I'm cheering for Sentinels,
excited
bro.
to see how this shakes out. Potential portal play.
Oh, we were literally just talking about you, bro.
We've been seeing that a ton.
I called you my friend.
Play, just getting
you know what friends do? Friends support each other.
And locking down.
So Hogs, can I get a tier 3 sub, please?
To run more unique things. We'll see if anything changes here as we press into the rematch in the final breakdown of this bracket. Will they get the higher seed?
Yeah, I think they might. I think they might. We'll see what happens as we get a little bit of a perspective on both spawn doors. Going to be starting out on the waterfall.
Bro, I got to cheer. Bro, unlike you, Hogs, Aramori participated in my content. And so I gotta cheer for that. I gotta show my appreciation.
With that Iron Man alongside a triple.
Also, chat, there's no sound for the game.
Composition. They love playing triple Stratus, and I think it is good.
Wait, chat, their production team. Hello.
Yeah, I
think
production. As long as you got the Ultron, right? Ultron, just so much burst damage, and we will see success here. I'm sure Nectar. Last time I had eyes on Nectar, 30-1 with Ultron. Incredible positioning. When you have the least of times of being KO'd, it's all about where you're stationed, and that's everything at this level of play. Mello on height. Mello, a mean Psylocke as well. One of the shining stars of this team, trying to get that dance on the butterfly early. Right, amazing on the Iron Man. Saw the switch on Iron Man and Clintar last time with this matchup, so that is interesting. Like we said, matchup last time went in the favor of Sentinels 2-0. Mello.
What's up, baby?
Here, there are a lot of pressure. Scatter finds Right amazing out of the sky.
Yeah, huge pick on the Rye. They're trying to sustain build up towards that Ultron ultimate, but they just cannot right now. Mello perfectly timed with that dive. Also has that Snowflake and Madian also on the Nectar. And this is probably the best round, I think, for this Hella comp. As you can find those picks, you can kind of play in the open. Sentinels, they wanted to build ultimate quick there. You know, you had the team up as well with the Ultron to give a little bit more healing towards that hero. But Ryan Amazing is going to swap over to that Bucky for the counter dive. We'll see if that's the adjustment that pans out for them. I mean,
you know what?
To
be honest with you, since I think
versus,
I know Sentinels is winning, it's kind of nice to see Team Nemesis take the initial lead out.
That typical 2-2-2.
I want to see a good game, chat. I want to see a good series. Wait, what the hell is that? That was like my free throw accuracy right there. Complete miss.
That is out. Is that find value? No. And the team is now pressing forward with the dance floor. Sentinels just trying to get this space back and own the point. Not able to do so yet. 45% on for Nemesis. Does the land. Great eye frame there with the goddess in the sky. Starting to put a ton of damage out. Will they be able to follow up? Not quite yet. More damage from a Median, like we said, great eye frame to avoid the Meteor M, putting some damage onto the Vanguard line of Sentinels.
Back and forth. Median eventually with a techie. Nice shot from him. Here comes the Kraken impact. Frozen. What a freeze, by the way. But didn't end up mattering. Just slowed him down temporarily, as it looks like Sentinels as a unit walked up with that freedom charge. Found the eliminations required.
Nice play by Rymazing. Good stuff. Good stuff.
If I'm Team Nemesis, forced out nearly
75% though. That's a big hold.
Incredibly quickly, ready again almost in the next fight. But Nemesis 75% in the first take, and now they're going to be roughly even on ults besides that Ultron as discussed. So fight's now pretty neutral. We'll see how this works for them. But if they get that ult advantage and win one more fight, it's a teleport play away from a W.
One teleport away as well, for sure. And now Sentinels just gonna play it slow, give up a little bit of that space top left high ground as Nemesis. They're trying to like group around, right? It's sort of easy to take these flank angles like Pros mentioned, so Sentinel sort of forced to group up as a unit, and now
I've never seen teams fight over there.
Yeah, Mellow consistently on off angles. Something to learn if you're playing Duelist and Ladder. Scatter on a Crimzo, and nice early find again by Scatter, back-to-back in these fights. Meteor M did not find any purchase. Nectar trying to battle back from this Bond. The Bond still going to stay up as Scatter finds another.
Chat.
On to Rymazing. And
chat.
Nemesis looking like a fresh new team here, about at 90. We're gonna wait to 90%. And Sentinels are gonna have to teleport.
This is looking pretty scary, bro. I mean, right now pretty scary for Sentinels right now.
With the triple strategist composition is with the Mantis to kind of run around, disengage. Also with another fantastic strategist ultimate. Unfortunately, Ultron's ult.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Here comes an ultimate as well. Dance the butterflies from Mellow as the portal comes out. A lot of damage coming through on the Sentinels towards the objective.
Yeah, Mellow, great damage there, but it does get negated by the crystals, getting run at by Cap. Cap, just a very difficult hero to drop when cooldowns are off in the sky. Onto that Cap, as discussed, dashes right back into the dance floor. Team is trying to group now. Once again, Nemesis holding at 99%, armed and dangerous. Here comes the Kraken.
Come on, Sentinels, you guys gotta pop. Come on, Rymazing. Come on, Rymazing.
Down, and that's the key. If you can hit a ton, as long as anyone hits that threshold.
Oh, Rymazing with the hook.
As Rymazing finds another, but no reset there. But will they get a point? They're holding on to the point there.
I mean, they definitely could have used it, but luckily Ricky was in that spot towards the left side. And right now, Sentinels are going to reclaim the objective.
Bro.
Like you said, Shiv, they just kind of got
both teams don't really have that many ults, but Sentinels does have at least have Nectar's ult. Take away. No, they're gonna. Both teams are gonna have ults for the last fight, chat. If Sentinels doesn't lose this like dry fight.
In the neutral, I would say that definitely has an edge. We saw over in EMEA, VP did very well with the Mantis, with the triple res, with the Atom. Felt like it was easier to sustain with that composition. At least with the Ultron, Luna, and the Loki, it's definitely hard to find those eliminations with the damage boost and stuff to deal with people like Mellow and Kraz just constantly diving on you.
Yeah, I think I still gotta give some credit. Sentinels winning that fight, building up an ultimate charge. It was a testament to patience. They did not stress over the fact that the point was still capped by Nemesis. Sentinels waiting it out and then turning around. Mellow once again trying to find this early pick. A ton of value.
Nice, got the runes out though.
Roughly 80% there to ultimate. Nectar getting eaten by Meteor.
Oh, come on, man.
That under that door, and Aramori finds Craze early, and this could be good for Sentinels. Now up in numbers. Aramori popping that ultimate. Out goes the Bond to match. Rymazing holding on with Crimzo, and it's alt advantage for Sentinels. Will they be able to hold this down and take the first map here as Rymazing is ready? Not able to get anything just yet. Out goes that. Oh, Dance the Butterfly Mellow.
Holy shit, chat. Yo, this is the first fucking round, dude. This could be anyone's game right now.
As we see,
oh, he gets his eye, bro, stunned.
What a cancel there onto that eye Agamotto there, and now Sentinels playing around their dance floor, able to find a Median as well. Goes down the Hella player. That's so much damage removed. Right now, Sentinels were trying to get eliminations through those shield cutoffs, but could not from Techie. It was really well avoided. But right
he has to get it, bro. He has to get it. Come on, nice heals. They're actually stabilizing.
Team Nemesis, they have to rely
no fucking way.
But it's not there. Sentinels
No
win
fucking way, bro.
Yeah, great patience, great understanding of the game, and alt charge across the board. They
No
really just were not
fucking
stressing,
way.
although they were down heavy. That, you know, you may be saying, how did that cancel happen for Strange? Believe it or not, it was actually a hella mini stun, I believe.
Amazing, Crimzo, and Techie are actually kind of popping off over there. 11-2, 13-1, and 12-1.
Well played. Again,
to be honest with you, if you are looking at these stats right now, I would not be able to tell you that last round went 99-99.
Yeah,
that was a
close.
good fucking
I was a
round.
little worried for Sentinels because it felt like they were getting utility for super early in their abilities.
That was a good fucking round,
Crystal
chat.
after Nectar committed the firewall to kind of sustain in the
If
back,
the
but
series,
didn't really matter.
if this
It mattered.
whole
They just
series
walked up,
plays
and
out
you
like
talked
this,
about earlier,
that
Shib,
first
how
round,
lethal
chat,
Luna Snow
I'm gonna
is.
fucking
That's a great
scream
call
without
right
that.
now as Kurova
Just gonna be honest with you guys.
able to do so much damage
Scream without
downrange,
that.
able to support his team as
I want a
they
good
walk forward,
series,
as he
man.
is
I want
the
a good
highest
series.
healing strategist on his team. Right now, Sentinel's looking really damn good. Team Nemesis, though, it's close.
Oh, both teams are TPing. I like that. I like how they show you both perspectives.
Portal early there by Techie on Sentinels is that it's ready again. 3-minute cooldown.
Oh, they try to counterport. Oh, damn.
Almost force him back into the other spawn. I believe it did. That's just some meta placement right there. Just knowing where it might go. And Techie does have that eye off the rip. We got to see if Scatter can push forward past the shield. And there it is. Waiting out the cooldowns. Does get a few.
Is he going to get the kill, though? Nope. Good healing from the other team. Good healing from Team Nemesis.
Wow, just a great play by the strategist to keep him up in that fight. Did not expect that. Well played.
No, I didn't expect that either. And now Sentinel's on the objective, forcing away Nemesis. Mellow gone out of the fight. Not ideal considering the Dance of the Butterflies will really help him here. Oh, what a freeze!
What a...
On the back line. On the other side from Sentinels, Kurova hits that freeze.
Bro, Kurova, bro. Oh my god, man. Hey, you know what? It makes me proud of Kurova, man. Because I remember when he was just an Adam one trick. He didn't do anything but Adam.
But this is so much damage, Kraken Impact, forcing a Hella Ultimate in the sky.
Yeah, one thing you may notice at this level of play is how long it takes to get the point off the rip in these fights. These teams are so skilled and talented and such good understanding of cooldowns. But as we say that, it looks like Sentinels will be taking the beginning of this point, as it has not started at all on either side.
Yeah, that's crazy how the first fight takes like 2 minutes. How's it going? What's up, Dad? What's up? What's up? Going well, going well.
The game a little bit is Team Sentinels right now. Do you have that?
Who's kicking ass?
Same thing with the side of Nemesis.
This is the first match, first round.
Surround Sentinels
first map
right now, who are stacking as a unit. Right.
So far, Sentinels won the first map.
Crimzo looking around the map, trying to dive onto a Madian, make sure he's sort of out of position. Not a lot of sustain for him because he doesn't have that triple strategist that Amazing does have to support him.
Yeah, it's been difficult to see all these Strange Alts be canceled when we just came from a map where Strange Alts were super impactful early on there. So you're seeing all the ability of this backline to make Strange not be able to get that eye off. And we're going to initiate again on the side of Nemesis with Craze trying to keep the team up with that Freedom Charge. It is essentially another strategist ultimate as it's matched right back. Eye of Agamotto goes out.
Another big eye.
Can they get focused? They do. Nice pick there on Amazing using that shield like we were talking about before. Strange shield can block healing.
That is crazy that the pros are using the Strange shield to try to block the healing like that. That's crazy, bro.
Nemesis maybe taking this point right back.
Sentinels is a strong team, yes.
On the backside, have to take a portal to their team. Nobody else really chasing except it looks like the Captain America as Kraz went down actually because he took that portal. So it was the portal of doom, the portal of demise for it looks like him.
Poor Crimzo, bro.
So both Captain America's kind of struggling at the moment.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of value with Cap over these last few days. Seems like he is taking a place back in the front of the meta, at least with how the pros are playing him. But in these last few games, at least, it has looked a little more difficult to get value. But his job is just to distract. Up in the sky, we go again. Not able to find anything with Madian there. Keeping the shots up on height. Here goes what do you know? Techie tried to go up and frozen immediately there. Well done by Ricky.
Good freeze indeed. Here comes Mel on the backside as well. Into, oh my goodness, Aramori going down in that Fate of the World. Here comes Agamotto. Does connect on Nectar as well. So right now, Nemesis, they're putting themselves in a pretty big lead as Amazing's ultimate not going to connect onto anybody else. Right now, they're sent back to the spawn again. Team Nemesis played that phenomenally around Scatter with his Eye of Agamotto and Dinks with the Cloak and Dagger Eternal Bond. So Sentinel's trying to figure things out. They're over to the Cloak and Dagger himself as we take a look into the fireworks. July 4th coming up, Shib. by the way. Just want to point that out.
I'd be pissed, chat.
That could have been a very different story if Techie got that ult off, right? So it goes to show you the small little things.
This is a pretty close game, though. I like this.
Ricky completely could have changed that fight. Just that freeze.
Oh shit! Wait, it is almost 4th of July, chat.
And lose a little bit of ultimate charge there. So a ton of value.
How do you cancel Psylocke ult? When you're ulting, right click. I think it's default right click. Yeah.
Don't get lost in that. Immediate taking out Nectar here as Nemesis is now playing hyper aggro, and they want this to be a 1-1, pushing to 0.3 on domination. And Nemesis is really showing up with an ult advantage here on the side of Ricky.
And walking up, like you said, with that ult advantage, but
Team Nemesis again is going to get it to 99.
Trying to block off those
Sentinels
heals.
has to win this. Are we going to go to a round 3 chat on Koth?
Big before Sentinels don't have that to match.
Crimzo going directly onto that off angle to try to keep the team healthy. Tries to get Strange. Nice play as Korova cleans that up onto Scatter. Up in the sky we go again. Amadian trying to find value there with that Goddess of
Feels
Death.
bad, man.
Too much, and he gets
Feels bad,
Nectar.
man.
Nectar playing a very strong role now on Sentinels. Has been one of the newer additions to the starting roster. Is playing very strong here, but like we said, this is in the favor of Nemesis so far. Down 1 though.
Already 2 down, chat. Already 2 down, bro.
Ultimate out for Korova. By Amazing and Nectar both holding on, but Nectar is down. Korova finds Pickett, and so does Amazing.
There's no way they lose 2 players and they bring it fucking back, bro. There's no way.
Gonna pop that. I'll take out Techie. Scatter holding on as there's only one up there.
But did they forget about the point?
Didn't touch, no, or was that? Yes. Oh my God, they didn't touch.
Chat.
Yeah, and it happens at every level of play, as you saw.
There's no, don't say it.
First map there, they did have
don't say it, bro. Don't say
it.
How are you going to do that, bro?
And it happens on map 2, so you gotta have those comms. Everyone playing aggro. Everyone.
How are you going to do that? Listen,
the biggest value ever is getting.
I know they wanted to go finish that guy off. I mean, who doesn't? But like, you can't send everyone to do that. You have to have someone on point.
Fourth play for his own life, and you know that dance to the butterflies was massive as well, because I think it picked off, was it Crimzo? Techie was able to live, but he wanted to go peel for Rye, and then they just got a little bit distracted. So, you know, it looks like for Sentinels, they're still figuring something out. They still have that Star-Lord. It seems like Nectar is struggling to find his place in this map right now. I mean, on the Star-Lord specifically, I think that, like you said, he's able to find those eliminations, able to go with those blasters, but unfortunately for him, he's just not been able to kind of synergize with the team right now. We'll see what happens on this upcoming one. I mean, he was on the Ultron earlier and kind of was a very good peel artist for Team Sentinels. But right now, Nectar trying to go for these sort of combination dives.
These casters not say the word C9.
Wasn't really working out. Now
I don't know if they had a good angle on to see if it was actually C9 or not.
Legend can be so valuable, especially with no strategist ultimates up. So here we go, trying to find some sort of that bubble. 55 HP per second, essentially a counter ult in itself. A nice find there as Amadian goes down, puts numbers up in their advantage.
Wow, that healing, the pocketing on the both supports is actually fucking crazy. To not let them get killed, that's crazy.
Healthy. Scatter tries to find one. Amazing turns that right back, and Mello with a pick onto Nectar. Is just back and forth. These teams so strong.
Yeah, I mean, good pick off there from Mello, and I've been like I've mentioned earlier, very impressed with this man in terms of his improvement, or their improvement right now for this team, Team Nemesis. Mello. And then
yeah, when both supports are pocketing each other, bro, it's tough.
Same thing with Crimzo on his side, so it's even across the board. Gonna have to worry about that eyeball Gamoto, but it should keep everybody healthy in terms of having that freedom charge. So more than likely, Techie's gonna have to hold on to his ultimate mid-fight, whereas Scatter, I think, can go for it whenever he wants.
Cap can play so aggro and aggressive, and it's so fun to watch as you see him just trying to annoy the backline and the off angle spin.
That was a risky play. I know he got bubbled and whatnot, but bro, going into those 4 players, especially when this, unfortunate chat.
But you can't right now because Nectar goes down. Amazing onto Scatter though, traded once more. 5v5.
Wow, they're killing through the ult too.
Clean that up as Ricky goes down. Amazing trying to find another reset, not able to do so up in the sky.
Don't die to the Hella, bro. Don't die to the Hella.
Right back into the crystals. Great placement there. Well done by the side of Sentinels.
Nice shots.
Crystals and then copies up. Amazing finds Amadian, and they are holding on to this point.
Yeah, Portal now coming back in from Scatter, but down a lot of his team. Gonna have to play heavily around this Luna's still on the backside of the point, but oh, gee, one shot from Amazing. He's just gone. Goodbye, Kraz as well.
Okay, Sentinels is cooking this round, bro. Sentinels are cooking this round.
They won't have that for the retouch. They do have ultimates at the very least, and Sentinels, they're struggling keeping Nectar alive. I know that he's kind of meant as like a distraction whenever he kind of goes in, dashes around, forces focus away. A little bit of a peek, by the way, strategy on the left side. That's the big brain gameplay behind Sentinels. It's that little group boy. Now Nemesis now coming through in the choke point, having ultimates ready to go. They do have strategist ults, at least. Sentinels have nothing. So if they mess this up, I mean, it might be pretty much G-over for Team Nemesis.
Yeah, I see Sentinels really on top right now in this map. No.
Oh shit! If Sentinels wins this, chat, they don't. And I'm pretty sure the Team Nemesis doesn't have a teleport.
Matched here by the dance floor. It is. And finds Crimson early, and that's huge for Team Nemesis.
Nice dodge on that ult, but you can't really do much with his ult.
Down. Scatter actually going to take out Kurova. Excuse me on that pick. Does start building up the E charge here. 84 does a lot of damage. Remember,
okay, yeah, that's a W. That's a W. Team Nemesis took the point back. That's good. It wasn't a steamroll.
And it especially pairs well with that ultimate where you can hit the soul and clean up.
Yo, Yodi Bomb. I appreciate the massive prime stuff, my friend. Welcome.
There, excuse me, by Nemesis, who just ran them back, but once again, primers? Sentinels now have ult advantage and are
Can I get a prime check?
9%.
Yep, trading 1 for 2 was Team Sentinels out there, and they can delay for a while. 4 more ultimates through Dinks, through Kraz as well. And same thing for Sentinels, right? They have Aramori, they have Kurova, so they're going to hope to find some eliminations with the Amazing and his ultimate. Kraken Impact could go big because you can get eliminations even through Shredder's ultimates with it.
Queues for days. Now let's see who falls. Ricky taking out Amazing early is a massive start here for Nemesis. Up in numbers, but here comes the ultimates matched right back. Eternal Bond on both sides.
Oh, is he gonna hit him? Oh my god, what a shot by Techie, chat, to get the what a fucking shot. LeBron James, bro.
On the side of Sentinels is finding one, and that may be enough unless they can really dance here. No, they cannot, and that should be it unless this portal comes through, which I don't.
Nice play by Nectar to try to get the kill for the touch. Nice play, bro. Hey, Sentinels taking the first map, chat. Sentinels taking the first map. On solo queue, I appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend. And Dennis with the massive prime as well. Massive W's, massive W's. Appreciate it.
In this game in Marvel Rivals, it feels like you have like a duelist who sort of does the carrying. Like that's the entire role of like the Bucky in this case, is to make sure Rye has enough space. And really that's all Nectar trying to do is annoy, harass, make sure eyes are off of Rye, and gives him that MVP. So right now Nectar,
that was a good game. That was a good game. That was a good game. I'm not mad about how that first one played out. That was a really good game. Unfortunate for Sentinels that they C9. I'm pretty sure it was a C9 on second point, but
team player for the side of Sentinels.
It was good. Yeah, Katie for 33 months though. Appreciate it.
Nemesis.
Hope you're having a great day.
Only downside,
and Tucker Brewer, I appreciate the massive new tier 1 membership on YouTube. Appreciate it.
Off randomly, like we'll see Amazing get clapped by Ricky, but it's traded back immediately by Sentinels. That's the only.
Amazing went 27 and 6 with 18 final hits and 32,000 damage.
When they really shouldn't, but for Nemesis, they just constantly had all that pressure. Ultimate advantage for Sentinels, and overall just really good fundamentals through that team currently. And Team Nemesis have
Where's Super Gomez? I'm pretty sure he was just on the bench
for a good one for sure. Ship.
Yeah,
chat, it depends on the team, but I'm pretty sure players rotate on depending on what map as well, maybe.
Amazing, obviously 18 finals, a little inflated there because that ultimate does give the finals as they reach that threshold. But outside of that, I mean, like you mentioned initially, stats don't tell the whole story. I think Nectar with that dance, Techie bubbling Nectar so he can spin to win over the top of the enemy, get that ult back quickly, and force out just a ton of cooldowns and focus allows these picks to come through. We saw picks even from the backline, Kurova and Aramori. Amazing obviously pop in. We had Techie with 10 final hits, obviously a very strong Vanguard, and Crimzo just distracting for days with 8 finals. So Sentinels played really well as a unit, but similar stat lines on Nemesis. So I think this really is going to be a good series, especially after that 2-1 domination W.
Oh yeah, I mean this is going to be a banger for sure. We'll see how the bans adjust as well. Usually in close series like this, I think the ban phase is very interesting.
Why is he benched? He will not be there for the whole tournament.
Especially teams such as Nemesis, I know they have good coaches. Like to go through, like to come back and specifically target.
That's a great question for the team, man. I'm not on the team, bro.
You know, we talk about Hell's Heaven not being a great map for the side of Nemesis. It seems like Krakoa is also.
All I know is that I'm hungry,
domination wise,
I could like
this team, you know, not necessarily need some work, but it just feels like there's something off with this team. team on that map. They looked good, though. I think at points, they took advantage of Sentinels, played around that hella composition. It might just be like the compositional thing, right? We talk about
Jay, you should know these things. Bro, I don't know the coaches or teams or the players like that, bro. I can't be like, I can't take up my phone and be like, yo, why are you not playing?
Surface, but I mean, last time Sentinels won on that map in that game before, and you said it's a rematch, Shib.
Yeah, and we look over at Mello. You mentioned maybe domination isn't their thing.
Super Gomez can't play more than 2 characters. He is benched and teaching Nectar Wolverine.
It's going to be all those.
Is that really why?
Value on things like conversions and convoy.
Even the pros, bro. I'm sorry, but if you're a pro, you should know more than 2 characters, bro. You are a professional player. You should know at least like, if you're a DPS player, you should know at least half the DPS roster.
Median was 6 as well.
And everything else for the. If you're a tank, know half the tanks. If you're a support, I know half the support.
Great. The SVP there with 9 on Strange, big ultimate plays. Although there was a lot of shutdowns, so we got the back and forth from the strategists with those shutdowns were insane, and I'm sure we're going to see a ton more valuable plays right after this break. We'll see you soon.
Another break, man. Another break. Real, at least I can play 2 heroes in every role. Listen, chat, if you want to climb the ladder, you can't be a 1-trick, bro. 1-tricks are very detrimental to your team, even to yourself, bro. Don't be a 1-trick. If there's almost 40 characters in the game and you're only going to play 1, you can't do that, bro. You can like 1 character and have a favorite character, but you cannot be 1-trick, bro. I heart 1-tricks. Bree, I am. This is exactly why you've been stuck in Bronze 2 for the past 2.5 seasons. Come on. Nah, that's just wild. I'm sorry, man. I'll forever be a DPS trick. Listen, if you're a DPS 1-trick, learn all the DPS characters. It's fine. Oh shit! Wait, is this a song chat? Do we have the jam? I could only really play Hella, Punisher, and name more. Y'all can't get mad at the Strange Portal. It's part of the game. Y'all just trash. That's why y'all watch instead of play. Is this guy on fucking like Internet Explorer? Bro, that conversation was like 3 hours ago. That guy on my YouTube. What? Bro. Bro, what's up with my YouTube, bro? My YouTube is talking about something that happened 4 hours ago. Nah. YouTube and Twitch aren't synced. They are synced. I mean, unless that guy's in the VOD watching from like hours ago, but no. Saitama, I appreciate the massive dono on YouTube saying you are bald. You are bald. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for calling me bald, man. See, if I was ever going through like a bad day, I'm happy that chat is there to make me feel better. Frick you, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. 30 seconds, chat. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Sentinels won the first match, so now it's Team Nemesis's map pick. Where do you guys think we're going? What's up, JDFM? I'm doing fantastic. What happens after this match? up is finished. There's nothing after this match. I'm pretty sure this is the last match that we have of the day. And then we don't get matches till Thursday.
Protect your ball, king.
What'd you say? W? Hey, appreciate the massive 2 months.
Welcome
Is it
back. And
Desvu?
we had a series on our hand, back and forth there on domination. Maybe, you know, Nemesis is not strong point. Right?
Yo,
Maybe not
Fawcett
weak
for
point,
25 months.
don't have
Appreciate
as much
it. How you doing,
success
my
there. So
friend?
this is definitely going to be a series. What are your thoughts on game one?
Yeah, game one, Sentinels kind of dominated in that third round, but map number 1 and 2, I think it was close for Nemesis, and you know, we saw that potential off the objective touch by Sentinels. I just want to see what the band and protect
What
phase
is
looks
Jay
like
doing
as
after
we
this
move
match
into
is over?
convergence
I
or
have
convoy.
no idea. We'll see what time it is.
Yeah, I think
we'll see
we're
what
going
time
to
it
see
is
something different,
when
right?
we
I'm
end,
not sure exactly what the
match
play
10.
is yet in terms of who needs to be taken out, but I know we'll see a change as Sentinels have a lot in their bag in terms of composition that they can run.
Way
and
more
Nemesis
hair
also
than
has a lot in their bag in terms
Tim.
of composition they can run. So I'm sure there's going to be, you know, the coaches are going to have to get involved here and figure out what they can do to get the W and progress forward as the top seed. But we have to dive in real quick to some of my favorite skins that have been dropped in the game, showing it right now. This
Sell out.
Iron Fist lockdown
Sell out.
with the
Actually, they are
Ultron
really good
virus.
skins.
This binary
Sell
fist
out.
skin is so cool. I've been seeing it a ton.
Why
in
is this
2P
ad
and
on
in
my
ladder.
stream, chat?
And
That's
this
crazy.
Moon Knight skin with Phoenix Knight. Me personally, looking forward to potentially seeing Phoenix come into this game at some point. So that kind of hint showing that the lore is there. It's exciting for me. What do you think about these skins?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I like the intro as well. I don't know if we have the B-roll to show it, but that walk up with Moon Knight and Phoenix Knight looking just like walking up with the cape behind him, super dope. I know that people are also talking about how, you know, maybe that's a little bit of a hint as to next hero coming. We don't know. I mean, you don't want to say anything. We don't know anything. Shit, we're just casters, right? So, but I mean, I'm so pumped. I mean, just for the skin, and then also, like you said, just the future of this game.
Yeah, the Blade fanboys and girls and other are going to hunt us down for even suggesting something else.
Bro, the one thing that I can't do that casters do,
seeing Phoenix
they're looking at the face cam. I can't look at the face cam when I talk to you guys. I just can't.
Remember,
It's
best of 5, not best of 3, like has been
I just
previously
can't.
shown. And just a recap here, Sentinels took this match 2-0.
Okay, chat, we're on the next round. Let's see this.
And
Let's see this.
we're diving into bands.
Fan phase, Emma on both sides, and it's interesting
look
how
at
I
you
think
guys,
it's
bro.
the difference
No, you
compared to other regions. I think that
Okay,
North
I'm gonna be
America
honest with you,
keeps
chat. You
doing
guys
his
are
Emma
ugly,
ban
yeah.
first. I think at least other regions tend to, you know, change, you know, based on what they played against and stuff in the first ban pick. So it kind of creates this weird meta among metas where, you know, the Emma ban or the mag bans come later as well, because you kind of know they're going to protect the mag here, and Emma is very good. So I mean, it does make sense, especially if we look at, I imagine, win rates for Emma at Frost as well. Seems like
Sorry,
she
I love you
wins
guys.
a
My
lot
bad.
of games
I
in
didn't
the
mean to
Ignite
say that,
series,
chat.
so
I
it's tough
sneezed. My bad.
to argue about how good the hero is. But as we pass through the first phase of the bans, now we head into that double ban, looking pretty normal so far.
He's
right, Chip?
projecting.
Yeah, almost identical, as both teams elected to have virtually the same thing across the board last time, the slight change. But yeah, I agree. The Emma ban is almost a necessity because Psylocke just gets unlocked as well. It's just
Emma, it looks like the same thing that's going on here, chat. Emma ban, Magneto saved, Torch ban.
You don't get rid of Emma. So there is going to be the lock-in by Cloak. Nemesis has been loving that Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, that Cloak and
Yo,
Dagger definitely
Cerberus
gets
for
staple
31
them,
months.
and
Appreciate
it's
it.
interesting that, you
And
know, Luda Snow
Genji's,
hasn't been
appreciate
touched
that.
so
Tier 1
far,
sub, my friend.
considering, you know, what
How many
Sentinels
channel
were
points
doing
for
with that.
Emily
Same
and
thing with
Slap
Nemesis.
J?
So both teams liking that
1
Luda
million.
Snow and not really committing any bans towards it. Meanwhile, Sentinels getting rid of Wolverine as we head to Araco instead of Clintar, which Nemesis previously chose. Now we're going to Araco for them. Groot protect as well for Sentinels, and we've seen how good Groot can be on this map through teams like FlyQuest.
They banned
No
Captain
Mantis ban this
America
time for
because they don't want Crimson to have it. That's
that
funny.
Sentinels have picked for
Dude,
Team Nemesis.
I hate
on the
Captain
opposite
America,
side,
man.
Sentinels dealing with
Captain
Mantis
America,
ban
Captain
this
Cardio, he's
map.
just so annoying, dude.
Although Sentinels are attacking, it looks like they want to play that Groot. We saw the Groot on defense essentially hold teams into the spawn door until the very last second. So very defensible point, at least on point 1, and then it starts going more towards the offense until point 3. But this map, I love to see it. Teams are clearly loving it as it's been selected a ton here in this tournament. But you look over and you're seeing some unique picks. I'm sure that might change up, but Groot looks like he will be shown on both sides.
Yeah, and interesting that no Ultron bans come through. I mean, we saw that he was in little specific moments versus dive on Ultron, but then once the dive sort of swapped off, once we got through onto different sort of compositions, and maybe Nectar as well wanting to swap to different things, they kind of opted away from that hero. So we'll see if it comes back. Last series, 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest, they banned out Ultron, I believe, once towards the very end. Didn't really matter because FlyQuest just kind of won. Now today, different series, different teams for Team Nemesis and Sentinels. They sort of make very similar bans. I feel like the prioritization is kind of in a similar vein. Mantis not touched this time. A lot of people wondering why Mantis is even banned in the first place. It's for this. Team Nemesis
usually maps with this, it goes too fucking long.
Yeah, I mean,
dagger and the sword.
Right out of Sentinel's book, right? I mean, good, strong defense here, holding on tight. This is definitely a very defensible position, as we mentioned, trying to keep him in the door. A lot of the time, we'll see triple Vanguard off the rip here, holding him at the door, but deciding to hold back a little farther. So definitely a different strategy than we've seen in the past here. Amazing. Back on that Bucky. Good pull. As down goes a Median and Craze as Nectar finds one. And oh, the combination.
They actually, wow, they broke through that first choke really easily. Dude, they already sent them to the end of first point. That's crazy. What a steal as well. Oh my god.
Clay shooting, bang, down goes Scatter and followed up by Amazing.
That is crazy, bro.
Positioning as well. Team Nemesis have to react to it with the thing. So they're just going to kind of run towards Sentinels. As long as Sentinels can sort of live whenever that soul bond is committed, whenever, you know, shots come through from a fantastic shot as Mellow on Adam Warlock, that's always going to be something to look for.
Another fucking crazy steal, bro. Wow. Didn't you say Super Gomez was teaching Nectar how to play Wolverine? It looks like he's popping already.
Well, Ricky res up. It's the whole point here of this Guardians comp. There is that res. Numbers haven't changed yet. Amazing in the sky with the dunk. Does not land on very many. Good teleport out. Great escape there, and that's where the advantage of these teleports come into play. Your knowledge of where they go. Nectar under Ricky.
Damn, hits him and he still lives, and he pulled him. Wow, bro. Took the Magneto.
To fly back into the dance floor. Down goes Craze as Crimzo finds one. Mellow.
Yo, it's Neo. Preacher Master 4 months, my friend. How you doing?
Sentinel's favor, I believe, as the reses are all popped, and Korova finishes up on Median. Techie on the Mellow, and that's point one.
Point one pretty quick by Team Sentinels, and I think for Team Nemesis, we see teams play Human Torch alongside this instead of the Star-Lord, even though you don't have that res anymore. Human Torch banned in this matchup, so...
Oh, they got off the triple... They got off the rescom chat. They got off the rescom. They went Storm.
They just gave up ultimates.
Yeah, they just gave up a lot of ults.
The Mantis ult to swap over to that Luna Snow, so they just give up on that composition, triple res comp.
They went Storm, Luna, and Punisher.
Mantis, you know, full dive composition. They just opt out of it. Sentinels fine with that, I imagine.
Yeah, I think the goal here is to try to put some damage into those group walls and find a way around this. I mean, we talk about their versatility, able to play a ton here, and I think it's better to do that switch early. Crimzo with the strangling prison counter right back by Amazing, says not in my house, turns that on the Scatter, but Mellow finds Korova in the back line.
Oh yeah, super. Right Amazing is popping off in the back line, but too bad his whole front line is already dead. That Storm switch was so fucking smart. That Storm switch was so fucking smart, and he murdered the whole fucking Sentinels team.
By Mellow with that ultimate, and then with the follow-up, this guy, an absolute star player for Team Nemesis, came through in the clutch when Rai was KOing his entire backline. It was really tough for Team Nemesis to kind of deal with Rai, but not when you have Mellow kind of popping off with that Storm ultimate, then the follow-through afterwards. Amazing work from the Storm player on Team Nemesis. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, Ricky holding on to alt here. We do have Aramori with the copy, so should see the dance floor likely on both sides. And Techie going to hold on to that Meteor M. Could help cancel some of that out. I think it's a good switch here by Team Nemesis. Really shifting up the comp. We talked about it being a difficult thing to see, but it's clearly working, at least so far.
Oh, wait. That's unfortunate, bro. Used his ult straight into a Luna ult. Does nothing, dude. Does nothing. That's unfortunate, man.
Trying to shut down the Wolverine by playing some counters with the Thing and that bubble by Magneto. Good damage out, ults pop, but now advantage goes to the side of Sentinels, who have 2 ready, almost 3 with Amazing.
Yeah, right now, Sentinels trying to maintain the momentum that they had earlier, get it back.
Wow, there you go. Nice job by Crimzo. Slam dunk on Ricky's head, though.
from the side of Team Nemesis. They have to regroup.
Sentinels,
and,
Sentinels is looking like a really good team right now.
Definitely
they are looking like a really good team. 2 minutes remaining, and they capped all of second.
For Sentinels with their channel points to win the series, to win this next map.
I'm sorry, chat, but this might be a 3-0. This might be a 3-0 Sentinels.
In terms of fan favor for Sentinels right now.
Yeah, you got a Techie just raining down. You saw the patience there with those left clicks. When you're playing Magneto, don't hold down the trigger. It's very difficult to force hits when you're not being patient. Be very patient with that left click. You saw a 3-piece there just due to raw understanding and patience. That left click it can do a ton of damage, especially if followed up by a right. So you got to be calm, cool, and collected. Do not hold that trigger down. Amazing holding on to this Kraken impact. Could have a ton of value, but ultimate advantage onside Nemesis. Out goes this Hurricane, which will pull out a ton, and Amazing goes down quickly. Well done by Ricky to follow up there, as Amazing not able to get anything or reset once with the Kraken impact. Here goes the cloak. Mello onto Corova.
Jesus Christ, I don't know how these casters do it, bro. They say so many words.
Madian onto Crimzo, scatter onto Aramori, and that's going to be a reset for Sentinels, who now are still down.
I don't know how these casters do it, bro. I can't do it.
Yeah, spawns are right here, so Mello is just sitting trying to get out that damage. I imagine Ryan wants that play back. Went a little bit too far forward, could have been saved by Corova. Meanwhile, Nectar with a huge pickoff and just gets traded on the backside, so Mello down, Amadian able to find him.
Yeah, here comes the next fight. Like I said, ult advantage on the side of Nemesis, just slightly. Clobbering timeout. Does it clobber, though? Not much. Amadian just raining, forcing forward. Bubble goes out.
Oh, he has to swing that corner, bro. You have a Luna ult, and you can kill through a Luna ult, bro. I don't know. Oh, their Luna ult probably was, yeah. No, wow. Look at Sentinels, bro. Look at Sentinels. In my opinion, bro. In my opinion, Team Nemesis, as soon as you pop that Punisher ult, bro, you gotta go forward, man. You can literally kill through a Luna ult.
Yeah, holding this angle as well, just hiding around the corner.
I guess their Luna ult was coming off in a few seconds though, but
the big skill in this game is being able to go back and forth between cover whenever you have right side peaks and constantly just abuse the third person camera that Marvel Rivals presents you with. Now that dive comes in, Crimzo on the thing like you mentioned, pulls in that Punisher. That's annoying to deal with. Nemesis are reacting, however.
Yeah, and now Nemesis holding on to the Meteor Ram here. Do have that Eternal Bond and the Hurricane. This Hurricane always should be used almost off cooldown. It forces out everything. As you see, crystals go out, dance floor goes out. Everybody just trying to battle back, and Scatter plays off that. Now that the cooldowns are down.
Nice play by Nemesis to retake it though.
Falling, the Jenga pieces. Scatter gets another Amadian onto Aramori, and the whole team is swept here. But now Sentinels are going to have that last stand and the Aramori copy for this next fight. But does it battle back between the things clobbering time and the Eternal Bond? Which gets more value? 1 minute on the clock.
We'll have to see. Here comes the throw again. I feel like Sentinels aren't reacting.
Oh my god.
Ultimate, but you know who's not
oh my god, that land on the Luna was so crazy. If he actually got that off, that would have been insane.
Final judgment, get the eliminations, but I feel like for the side of Sentinels, they're not really doing a great job dealing with the Storm, right? Dealing with the Punisher. We see a lot of teams.
Wow, Crimzo actually lived that.
And change, but it seems like even with their dance floor, even with the fate of the worlds, they tend to fall to Team Nemesis. Whereas on the other side of the bracket, I think FlyQuest was reacting well to comps like this.
Yeah, I think Sentinels did a good job, at least with patience there. I'm with you that was a difficult watch, but Sentinels, what they're doing here now is they're committing everything into this final fight.
Oh, you know what's actually really crazy, chat? They don't know that the cart's moving. Are they gonna C9? No, they're not gonna C9. Okay.
Here by Crimzo on the thing, making that switch over to the thing has been valuable, and here comes the Hurricane. Will it find a pick? It does. At least it burns the passive of Wolverine. The team's forced to reset. Mello going to drop back with the team, and it is a very tough fight. Odds are on the side of Sentinels for this fight so far. Ricky trying to build up his claws at 100% now, dealing a ton of HP.
Oh my god, bro. Being able to do that is crazy. Being able to get thrown out like that just to find the support and go on that support like that is just wild work. Sentinels was able to finish the whole map. That is crazy. Not a lot of teams finish this whole map, chat.
We cannot understate. I don't think we've seen
not a lot of teams finish this whole map. That's wild.
I think we probably have, but it feels so hard.
Yeah, it's been very difficult. A lot of teams being held on point 3 right there under that bridge. I think what was really strong there by Sentinel, something we briefly touched on, is Sentinels lost that fight
good.
Right prior to the final fight where they had 15 seconds onto the retake. All they had to do was touch, and then they committed everything. They lost early. The side of Nemesis used some ults, got a pick on that second to last fight. The team reset and didn't commit, which was really smart and really patient.
No, Storm is not a throw, chat. The Storm is actually doing really well. Plus, one of their ults popped off. It's just that Storm, as soon as you use Storm ult, it forces the other team to basically react and use their support ults. So it's basically an ult to bait out other ults. So that's why you see a lot of Storms basically pop their ult, go in there, start ulting, and then like use their Storm ult to run back to their team so they don't die.
Ultimate and usually your ult, forces out other strategist ults and stuff.
I think they're talking about it right there.
One of the OGs on Storm for sure, going to play something very similar. They've given up entirely on that Punisher, it seems like, alongside it, just maybe focusing more on that Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm with you that this is now going to be a Hurricane fest. We're going to see that on both sides. It does pull out a lot of cooldowns like we talked about. It does also, it puts a lot of pressure, and it's terrifying as you see final hits on both sides. But now, this is where I was thinking I'd see it. The Sentinels are playing very aggressive on the hold, up very tight. Nectar trying to get a tackle early. They do, as Nectar finds Scatter, brings it right towards the back line. Will they find value on the pick? Out goes Bubble. Scatter, great
Damn, that guy just walks away for free.
There, but good idea by Nectar on the tackle. They are forced to retreat here, not able to hold that front spot for long as they aren't running that group.
Yeah, this is what we would have wanted to see out of 100 Thieves if you were a fan of them, right? Able to live.
I'm surprised no one's playing Squirrel Girl.
From Nectar. Now you could have called that on Sentinels, which, by the way,
we saw one of those teams run Squirrel Girl, Hawkeye, and dominate.
Yet again, man, these teams feel so brawly, Shiv, compared to the matchups we saw in FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves.
Yeah, Storm may be considered more of a poke hero, but you're right. When it comes to these brawl comps playing as a unit and walking in together, Storm with that damage and speed boost, and also just the natural AoE damage from that damage boost form, which is constantly zapping everyone in that circle around her. So you have to play close, you have to play aggressive and play natural cover while being almost on top of the enemy team. So yeah, more of a brawly hero secretly, although the kit made
who won between
very soon. Out goes the dance floor. Armori copies up. Sentinels kind of on their heels right now as Team Nemesis is up in ultimates.
Yeah, copy came through like
FlyQuest won between 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves.
Nice evasion of it, but they have
100 Thieves did not look like 100 Thieves. Wow, what a great dodge using the teleporter. That's crazy. 100 Thieves did not look like 100 Thieves. They kind of like they fell flat, bro.
Gorgeous play again. Mello now coming in with the Hurricane Scatter, finds Nectar early. This is going to go back towards Nemesis for this fight. Ults out. Amadian takes out Crimzo. Crazebang onto
wow, Nemesis is doing really well. Nemesis has 5 minutes for this. They cap first point really well, really fast.
I'm not going to connect from Techie. Right now, Sentinels are on the back foot, right? They were not able to deal with
FlyQuest 3-0'd 100 Thieves, chat.
And right now, Team Nemesis, they're pushing forward. I really wonder what it is that results in so many of these players getting picked someone early, positioning, whatever it may be. It's happening again. Like, I don't know. It feels weird that these players are just going down before the fight even starts, similar to what we saw 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. I feel like that never happened.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's difficult to comprehend why it's happening, but it has been relatively consistent. A lot of these fights were due to a Wolverine tackle initially, but now we're seeing it just from raw damage at range. With the Punisher, with Storm's damage boost, it could be something along the lines of teams aren't expecting that damage boost. Nectar finding 3 there with a mean last stand as the team sweeps virtually everyone. Down goes all 6. And Sentinels with a
this
huge
cat is so fucking adorable,
Nectar,
bro.
who plays one of the strongest Wolverines. Wolverine, get him out of here in the ban phase if he's against me. I'm terrified of this character.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how gross Wolverine is. We talked Energy mentioned in the interview how disgusting Wolverine can be no matter where you are, especially on a map like this where you have so many angles to kind of come from. Team Nemesis now have to walk up, utilizing some Storm speed to kind of get back as a unit. I mean, they've been able to find picks before on Amazing. We'll see if they can do it again. I mean, Turret to build up ult charge as well, but Nectar, oh my god, gets pushed off. Nice job from Kraz to keep his team alive.
Yeah, that was a great Yancey streak to knock the tackle away. Here comes the double Hurricane.
My dad texted me.
More valuable as everyone is just in the midst of a storm. Who wins? Bubble out. Great play. Dinks, incredible ulti there to play it on the ground. As
damn, this is sorry. My dad texted me, chat, bro. Sorry.
As the numbers Heroes are now up for Sentinels. Out goes
Listen.
Scatter, not able to find anything with that.
Listen.
Scatter now
Family
finds
first.
Techie, though, amazing. We're already at 40%. Storm, one of the Storm's
Family first, chat.
attributes is the fact that Storm can get that all back with piercing attacks. Those attacks pierce, so in those hallway fights, those hurricanes come back really quick. Nectar with another mean last stand onto Ricky, though, and that is going to put Sentinels again up. As
Man,
Nectar
chat,
finds
you know,
another
next time we play, I gotta play with Emily, and I gotta learn Wolverine, bro.
Sentinels dinks now on Nectar, and now it's even.
Is your dad single? Yeah, my dad's single, chat.
I mean, little Broly for sure.
I need to learn Wolverine. I need to learn that character. That character seems like it's so fun to play.
And right now, I mean, Sentinels fortunately losing Nectar. No, Techie again finds Mellow. Where's the healing? It just feels like you mentioned, Shib. The damage output is so much with the Storm. It's unexpected for these pros right now.
Yeah, they're just not used to it, right? That damage boost with these very pokey abilities from these heroes is finding much more value, and that's where Storm, although kind of taking a backseat in this tournament, is still incredibly strong. And
you need to learn more than just Hela and Punisher. Hey, at least he didn't say Namor, so see, there you go, chat. See, I'm not a Namor one trick. Also, Sentinels is fucking holding this shit down. They're putting on a clinic right now.
And, you know, like you mentioned, Nemesis, I mean, they did so good first point, right? It was a excellent, you know, kind of push quick on that first objective compared to how we've seen it in the past. And
see, look at this. This is what I want to do with Emily. Emily needs to play the Thing, and I gotta play Wolverine, and I need Emily to throw me. Basically, I like how she does in real life.
Really reacting that well. They don't have a Wolverine themselves. They have to play like a Punisher, maybe even something along the lines of Bucky could be the answer. But right now, Nemesis, they have to find a pick.
We're seeing a Hurricane every fight here. Amazing, forcing out a ton of cooldowns. Korova gonna use that bond. Crimzo ready with the. He's gonna use clobbering time at the
nice,
nice. Sweeps all of them, and again another team swipe.
Holy shit! The Wolverine flying past the Storm like that is so scary. Hey, that was good, Chad. That was good. They're gonna have like what, 3 minutes?
But this is where that first point, that advantage on time,
2.5 minutes.
Into point 2 works out for them incredibly well, as you see Krakoa here taking point 2.
Yeah, Dinks has been hitting some huge terror capes. That's what's giving them the eliminations, I feel like, with that vulnerability with the change we talked about. Dinks is able to hit that so consistently because he pretty much plays so much Cloak and Dagger even before the character was considered viable. Right now, Sentinels on the last phase of the map. You know, they have to hold, but they chewed so much time off the clock, at least in the streets phase.
Yeah, that's a great point. Bringing that up, the damage boost not only from Storm, but also, oh my
bro,
goodness,
Sentinels.
Down go 4, make that 5 as Scatter falls, and yeah, Sentinels. They took that last one personally.
Are they gonna spawn camp? Holy shit, chat! Hold up. This is gonna be fucking crazy.
I do agree that
I want to see the Wolverine take someone off the map here. You guys ready for this? Watch this shit.
That's why these picks are happening for sure.
100%. Yeah, that can change
the game.
He
didn't land on anyone, dude.
On the side of Sentinels, rather. So for the side of Sentinels, pick off immediately, potentially going to come through with the pulls again. For Sentinels, they've been able to win multiple fights in a row. Last stand comes through again.
Good ult there to counter from Ricky to shut that down, but that was mean, as out goes the clobbering time, and not going to get too much value here. A lot of the time you want to count to 12 when you see
there is so much shit going on, dude. I don't know how these
clobbering so that everybody is vulnerable while they stacked on that ultimate, but good attempt there, not able to find any value.
I just don't know how this. I don't know how people can
that ultimate just with raw focus and ladder. It's not a bad idea to count out some of these strategist ultimates so you know
this is just
when
crazy.
To engage. Now Nemesis up ult again just by 1.
Oh, is Aramori the person on Sentinels that actually tracks the ults?
Last stand, will it find a pick? It does. Down goes Nectar early, and that's massive. As Techie goes down.
Usually you have a person on the team that ult tracks.
This might be like a map
she is? Bro, that's fucking
that
crazy,
on the left
dude.
side they could have taken, but they went on the left side, sort of the longer angle, and they couldn't disengage. They wanted to, but obviously they didn't play the best on that point of the map. But, you know, from Sentinels and how they played so far, it feels like for every 3 fights they win, they lose 1. We'll see if they can win this one.
Yeah, and then you're right about that. It is map knowledge, and this was chosen here by Nemesis. Amazing with the
3K. You guys are saying Storm is useless. Chat, Storm is not bad.
As Nemesis has one ult
Storm is not bad, bro.
For 6 seconds, they got a touch here at the end to keep this going, but this may be the end here for Nemesis on map 2.
Dude, they were literally just saying that this is going to be the end for Nemesis, and Nemesis literally just got a 4K with fucking LeBron James dunking on 2 people.
What a play, man. Kraz and Scatter. They're also on triple Vanguard now alongside the Storm. That might be the play. Here comes Sentinels out of the spawn. No portal block to come through. Nectar in the sky trying to find one. Building last stand super close to it. Korova also does have Cloak and Dagger all ready to go.
And here comes Mello with the Hurricane. And this
Nothing's going to happen there. Oh, Mello. Okay, so yeah. GG's chat, no heals.
Nectar tries to clean up another. Down goes Dinks. And that could be the W. Nemesis using everything now, committing fully. Amazing onto Amadian. Numbers heavily on the side of Sentinels.
Yeah, nah, Sentinels wins this chat.
And another ultimate for Amazing to sweep the rest. And that should be enough as Sentinels take map 2.
Sentinels, yeah, there you go. 2-0 Sentinels, bro. 2-0 Sentinels.
Still come out on top.
What is this?
And, you know,
hey, J3, this is my first time in a live stream. Just wanted to make sure, make it clear that I will participate in the ball jumps. Yeah, get him out of my chat. I don't want to hear.
Alongside just how much damage Wolverine does. I mean, this is the highest damage dealing character in the game in close range when he's fully charged up, fully raged up. And, you know, what a map that was.
Bam.
And Sentinels are now up 2 on Nemesis, put themselves on map point. And right now, Shiv, if they close out versus Nemesis, I think, you know, we have on both sides in Group A and Group B 2 teams that look absolutely disgusting in these grand finals, and they're going to be, you know, in their correct seeding for the playoffs if Sentinels were to win on the next map. But Nemesis, they're going to have to like kind of go back to the drawing boards, figure something out, and maybe get rid of Wolverine first, because like you said, Shiv, that was so hard to deal with.
Yeah, a lot of teams not using that invis. It's very difficult to handle Wolverine without it. I mean, you saw the switch up there on
the stats on both teams are crazy good, chat. Holy shit, look at the numbers though. Ryan Amazing went 40 and 11 with 43,000 damage. Mello on the other team went 38 and 12 with 17 final hits and 47,000 damage.
They still found 3 or something along those lines. So well played, but it wasn't enough. You see there Mello with 17 finals. You saw this ultimate here on the screen at this exact moment.
Not gonna lie, I love watching Armori in that 3v5. I can't wait to see more of her plays. Yeah, I wanna, to be honest with you, and I hope Marvel's listening, bro. If they did more custom content, like their custom settings, bro, we could do so much content, chat, but I'm limited to what they give us, and it sucks.
He is really good though, basically.
Their custom content's
kind of carry games, like you said, on the Magneto. Both can.
If they get their custom what do you call it, lobbies to look like Overwatch, bro, we would be able to do so much, chat.
You could probably talk about it with the Storm. How does it feel?
We would be able to do so much
alongside that Magneto. I mean, it makes her lethality skyrocket, right?
Absolutely. It's similar to when you're using that Punisher roll. If you get that pocket and you're able to dive in, also with a Loki, a good Loki on the back line. Too,
what would be the first custom content you could control? I'd do 1v6s like I used to do in Overwatch. One Wolverine against 6 bronze players.
That raw damage of that Hurricane
one Spider-Man against 6 Spider-Mans or something like that. I don't know.
So well done across the board again. Korova on the back line with that Cloak and Dagger, a ton of value with those eternal bonds, which seem to be happening nearly every fight. Can get that all back so quickly with that bubble.
Man, it's such a shame as well. I feel like the storylines are not clashing.
Korova getting MVP so that round. Good shit, Korova.
On the other side of the bracket,
Korova healed for 66,600, 67,000, chat.
The opposite side, right? They have to go
44 assists, 27. What do you call it? Knockouts. 8. Oh, they call it casualties. Casualty.
Who obviously we want to see against FlyQuest. So kind of sad that we don't get to see those play out. But if Sentinels were to win, right, we could still see Nemesis sort of come back.
One Jeff against 6.
Might spice things up, I think, when the playoffs come around the line.
Yeah, I'm with you. It could have been a crazy storyline to see Techie versus Techie. You know what I mean? That would have been pretty funny. Yeah. But yeah, Sentinels looking lights out right now. Nemesis really showed up there. They tried to match composition at one point, just slight differences with that Wolverine pick. Wolverine getting a ton of value in all of these games. Another one of those heroes alongside Torch that I just don't want to see against me, but it's difficult to take out both, right? What's your flavor? Which one would you rather drop initially? And we're seeing teams elect to get rid of, Torch, which has a ton to his kit. You talk about the best heroes in the game are the heroes that do something better than the rest. And Torch is one of those heroes that, doesn't necessarily always struggle into hit scan, which is typically Flyer's issue, because he has that escape. He does have that ability to move consistently. So just really well played. And we're going to see more incredible plays right after this break.
Okay, Jack. Well, we got a break. Bro, the one thing I don't like in this tournament is there's so many. I mean, it's good for the teams, but there's so many 3-0s, bro. It's just, it ain't it, chat. It ain't it, bro. Oh, now we gotta wait 4 minutes. We gotta wait 4 minutes, chat. So here, you know what I'm gonna show you for 4 minutes? I want to show you guys this beautiful little boy. Come here. Where? Look at him.
Go, my children.
Hey.
Make yourself useful.
Hey, you want to talk to chat? Can I get a meow? Can I get a meow? Can I get a meow? Hey. Can I get a meow? Can I get a meow? No, you're not gonna meow for us? Oh no, but he's gonna roll over. He would rather roll over. Yeah, he's so cute. Can I eat this leg? It looks like a little chicken wing. Can I eat this? He's so cute, cat. I wanted to get an orange cat, but this cat is so fucking... I love this cat. So fucking nice. I'm gonna steal and eat your cat. What the fuck? Yeah, where's the police at, bro? Did you see my edit on Twitter, Jay? Your edit? What? Can you link it to me? What's this edit? Oh, are you talking about the 3v6s? Oh, wow. Wait, is that from yesterday? Oh, thank you. You didn't need to do that. Wait. Why don't you say hi to Boba? Oh, I love his little meows. It's a personal hobby thing. Let me see it. I got 2 minutes, bro. We're not really doing much unless there's music. Am I gonna get DMCA'd? Is there music? So I don't often show these things. It's a bit of a hobby. I made a Rivals edit thing. It's gonna be Uh-oh. Okay, what happens if I mute it? Oh, nope, we're muting it. Let's see this. Just need some space. Yo, wait a minute. You know what? You need the music. Yeah, I can't do it without the music, but you know what's really funny? I just see I need some space. You sound like all my fucking DPS players. Oh, you sound like all the DPS players in fucking Marvel Rivals, bro. Yo, Spider-Man, why are you 1 in 11? I need some fucking space. How about you create some, tank? I'll look at it after with the music. You sound like his girlfriend. Yo, but no, I hope nobody's girlfriend ever says that. Oh, chat, wait. There's 15 seconds. Let me go get some water real quick. 1 second. You sound like my ex before she left me. What the fuck? Yo, chat, I'm gonna go get some water. I need some space.
Welcome back, everyone, as we head into the next game of Sentinels over here versus Nemesis. Sentinels looking really good and only need one more to take this home and be the top seed of the B side of the bracket.
Yep, Sentinels 2-0, back to form, back to the OG Sentinels that was, Team Nightmare, then on to Team Sentinels that was really dominant for such a long time. Sentinels were that team alongside 100 Thieves, who now lost their series, so they'll have to meet them on the same side of the bracket, which is going to be fun, potentially earlier on, if Sentinels were to win, right? Nemesis still has a chance here, and speaking of Sentinels and how they played, we saw, and you can talk about this guy, I'm sure you have a lot to say about him, Shib, is Techie, right? For Team Sentinels, he was popping off, like you said, had 17 final hits, and as a team, play around him so well.
Yeah, 19, I guess, final hits here for Techie. Looking insane. 42 KOs, only fallen 9 times, 32k damage on Magneto. I mean, a lot of value out of those Meteor M's, but outside of that, just the patience on the left click. You saw a ton of follow-up, just always finishing up the KOs. That is important. Damage means nothing to me if you don't clean up those KOs, because at the end of the day, just raw damage, it just feeds the strategist line. You've got to be patient. You got to be understanding that you want targeted damage and you want KOs, because to me, damage doesn't mean a thing if you don't have any of those final hits.
I like how you brought that up, Shib. I like how you brought up the damaging strategist damaging and not finally eliminating people, is because, you know, like you said, you build up those strategist ultimates if you just take damage, or if you send damage to the other team and they just heal it up, right? So that is something that pro teams do. We've heard it at least in comms. You know, sometimes they'll play for strategist ultimate build up, so they'll send their vanguards in, allow chip damage to come through, and you don't really see that, I think, until you reach the highest level. Even in ranked,
oh, did I come back just in time?
A lot of people, you know,
sorry, I had to get my water.
They just kind of, you know, pump up the damage stats. They're not playing for the team, and it's because, you know, in cases like this where if you're just dealing a lot of damage, you just build up those strategist ultimates. So, you know, these teams play very well around those compositions, around that sort of idea, and, you know, you really only go in when you know you can win a fight instead of just doing damage for nothing.
Yeah, beautiful call.
Hey.
Across the board there,
don't eat my food.
Team, you see a ton of final hits from virtually
what do you mean,
everyone
meow?
Besides the strategist, but that is
I don't want you to eat my food.
How strong these two teams are against each other. There was upwards of the teens on both sides, almost with all 4, or at least almost nearing 10. So well done by both teams on the focus. Very strong ultimates, obviously, and the damage boost.
You're going on the floor.
Into that hurricane. I'm wondering if we'll see maybe Storm locked out.
You have food in your bowl right there.
We see that torch protect here for Nemesis, changing it up. And Sentinels are going to match that as well.
Yeah, that's a good variation, I think, or variation.
Bro went AFK and has 7,000 viewers.
The fact that they've adapted, maybe they want the torch. You know,
my bad for getting water.
Sentinel side, banning out the Captain America, Nemesis. You know, they might get that Magneto banned against them, but I think that at least this is a step in the right direction for them. You know, we've seen this in the MEA, trying to force towards a different composition. We'll see what Sentinels opt to do. I mean, they obviously have to think about it.
Yeah, the ban of Cap here, I think it's just to try to reduce that dive composition they ran last time here on Symbiotic, which was with a Panther. So I'm curious if Panther will come out, and if they go
yo, what's up, Mr. Duckman?
Frontline, welcome. Something like Venom. I'm curious to see the shakeup here and what they change. Kind of lock in that Magneto. Crazy to see Magneto available this deep into the banning phase. Obviously, a very strong Vanguard right now, and Sentinels, when you have something like Techie on Magneto, is, you know, crazy. So good lock there by them, and we'll see what the final ban is here for Nemesis.
It's funny. This is like a intense
basically
game of
almost the same bans,
right?
every time.
At the end, we might potentially see Mag still available, right? Like you said, for Team Nemesis, if they want to take it, but they go for the Ultron ban and then Ultron protect.
Ivy, I appreciate the massive donut.
Ultron is super strong with flyers, especially with Human Torch. I am surprised
also, can you
to see that, because
yeah, we
could
know where Boba went.
Yeah, for another damage boost, absolutely. See a Mantis ban, and then helps a little bit with the sustained healing and fly. But when you have that Ultron up there dancing with Human Torch, it is a threat beyond all threats. So that is going to be a tough thing to handle here.
And they go for the mag ban on the opposite side. I want to see, you know, what the full composition looks like, but at least some variation for the side of Nemesis, as, you know, Sentinels, they're totally happy getting rid of Team Nemesis, Emma Frost, and also Captain America alongside Magneto. So Vanguard prioritization.
They really don't want Crimzo playing that Captain America,
Ultron, in which they really took advantage of in the first map, but and also the Wolverine. So they've been targeted a little bit. We'll see if it works out on Symbiotic Surface, in which, you know, this is what we talk about, Shib, that the change up in terms of the ban phase, the change up in terms of getting rid of heroes that are being a problem to you specifically, is the way to go. It feels like, you know, you might know the meta, you might know what's good, but you kind of know what the other team has in store, right? Their best compositions are still, you know, maybe those ones that you ban out. So you kind of, you know, have to target ban, and Sentinels definitely being focused on Clintar.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of different bans, so it goes to show you how strong the meta is. This rock, paper, scissors format of this game and all hero shooters in general, but now you add in this targeted banning phase that is not universal. It adds so much more to it. We talk about it getting coaches much more involved. We've had conversation with coaches a ton throughout this tournament, but it is just so much more as you look up in the sky.
What the hell is that in the air?
With the Celestial up there. So we are going to hold tight here. Sentinels setting up with Nectar up here with the Punisher off the rip, using that damage reduction from Crimzo to hopefully hold on, as the whole team on Nemesis is electing to push right side heavy and go with a little more of an aggressive divey style composition with Hulk and Torch.
I mean, like the change up. Sentinels, though, going to play that counter with the thing. They know what's coming, right? And, oh, wait. Nectar just tracked down Amadian for free before he could even, what, firewall?
Where was Amadian?
Really quick, really good tracking, obviously, here, right? You have to, at that point, Ultron very fast, so that's just a testament to how strong these players are on these heroes.
Where was Amadian right now?
Taking this space early, numbers up slightly in his advantage here, keeping the pressure on, and they are gonna, you know, just kind of hold him in this corner, hopefully just stalling for as long as possible. This is more of an, you know, this is a good attacking position, holding this height. Height is always strong in shooters like this, hero shooters like this, due to the nature that you're always looking down on the head, so just instinctively get more headshots while you're holding that position if you were always curious about height and why it's impactful. Down again goes Mellow. One shot there by Nectar.
Oh my God, Nectar is just going insane. This is the tough part. This
I love
snowflake
Punisher, bro.
from the side of Nemesis has to be used on that Hulk, right? Because they know he
Mag's
takes so much
still not
damage,
worth
and
a
that's the
ban.
only
No, Mag is worth a
way
ban, bro.
Hulk has that survivability without going to health packs. So everybody else
Mag
is
is,
kind
like,
of left out to
consistently
dry, right?
banned in
You see
this
that
tournament.
shotgun coming out, able to smoke one of the players of Team Nemesis, and then earlier on, you saw Amadian go down, right? He puts the drone on that human torch. He's trying to play around that torch for healing and also to help that dive out. But unfortunately, if Amadian doesn't get healed up, he's just kind of gone.
Friends in the audience, if you don't know, look now at this defensible position. If a team holds that top left side, it looks like you as a team should be holding this crevice in the back. It seems to play more defensible. It doesn't catch you out, so this is the counterplay. As you can see here, watch the pros play and you will learn. Sentinels, great job here on defense. Crazy man, as I'm saying, that finds Mori early though, and this could go back in their favor, forcing out Qs across the board. Korova matched here with Dinks. Dance floors are now shoving them into that corner. Ayavagomoto goes out for scatter, and they take out Korova. Nice pick there. Still holding on as Nemesis now.
Wait, so what's the defense that they're doing? They're just holding in this little area? Nice shot.
Good throw there by Teki, who just does not miss right now.
Yeah, he had to fall back to the point because he sees all the strategies here. Also, Supernova from Mellow is connecting, and you know maybe they can come back through. But Crimzo's low, doesn't have a lot of heals. Actually goes for the.
Oh no way, Armori made that. Oh, but pushed out and then focus, bro.
Mori falls there, and one thing you may not note is if you fall when you're using that Loki copy with Invis, is it'll actually keep that up.
Yeah, that was a nice boot, by the way, as well from Mellow. Slammed down on, but I feel like both teams kind of are struggling with disengaging. You know, we saw in the last series what really strong disengages does, right? We've seen that out of FlyQuest. Meanwhile, Nectar trying to run away, can't really escape. Human Torch just flying at you like a missile, and right now Nemesis just getting that cart space the whole time. I would like to see both teams kind of fix up their disengages, but right now in the neutral, Nemesis taking advantage of Sentinels resetting both times, and Mellow looking so good on Human Torch.
Yeah, Torch is such a problem here.
I hope Team Nemesis actually wins this map, though,
you know
Chad.
that if you put
I would feel bad if they got 3-0'd.
Chunk through strategy assault, so it's threatening to walk through, especially in tight corners. As I say that, down goes Nectar. Mellow doing exactly what I'm discussing. Hulk is great in these tight quarters, knocking people away into a wall and proceeding to keep that damage forward. Well done again by Scatter. Does fall there, though, early on, keeping the team, or excuse me, by Craze there. By Amazing now finally getting this space back. They do already have this corner with a ton of time on the clock, though.
Yeah, Rye going out with the bubble, making sure he can win in the sky against the Invisible Woman shield alongside that torch, but it's a 1v1 Supernova up. He has to go to somebody else, though, to get value out of it, and unfortunately for Rye, I mean, he's the focus right now, so he has to just stay alive. Crimzo, though, set up the Ayavagomoto on the main side.
Yeah, does not find too much. He does land on a few. Right, Amazing does get the follow-up there on the Craze, and that's going to be one down, but it landed on a few, just wasn't able to completely follow. Right, Amazing going to take out a Madian right back, so that is going to be, you know, more beneficial for their side as they do have to respawn again with another pick here. Great fallback as a team, or great push forward, excuse me, as a team to find a few more to force the stagger.
A huge pick off from Rye. This is the problem, though, with Nemesis, is they have 2 minutes left to go. Sentinels, if they win this next fight, that's momentum back in their favor, even if we move into the third phase of the map. The famous composition doesn't do as well in the third phase, and Nectar might turn online. So right now, Nectar has the final judgment. Right, they'll get stunned on the backside. Rather gets immobilized by that. Hulk also has to back away. He's deleted again. Oh no, this is
if
been awful
Sentinels
from
wins,
Crash so far.
The series is over.
Yeah, Nemesis holding on to 5 ultimates here. Sentinels with 3, but Techie still getting value through it. Down goes Craze again. That pick has been happening more than I'm sure they would like on the side of Nemesis, who now have in 2-3 fight territory max with teleport with 124 on the clock, and they're just getting locked in. This is defensible position here. Sentinels holding on to 3 ultimates, working their way to 5 with Rymazing and Crimzo, likely getting it within this next fight. Nemesis got to get some picks here quickly to make this happen for them. Mello going to use that supernova as I discuss it. Techie going to eat some of those hurricanes and throw it right
What was that? Wait a minute, what?
Right back at them. Not much value there, and here comes the last stand, forcing them down into off angles.
Yeah, this is great evasion of the final judgment, and Kraz also
Yo, what was that, bro?
Caps it as well, so perfectly played by Nemesis. That's what you want to see out of this team if you're a fan of them.
Yeah, and Nemesis is still holding on to those ults. It's been slightly too long. I think they kind of waited some stuff out there, which was good, but you got to press forward. I guess
low key, I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was actually really sick by, who was it? Was it Armory? The Loki clones were specifically lined up behind each other, so when we got she popped clones, it was like a trail of immortality. That was actually really cool.
A little more unsuspectingly, but they're going to have to hold the point here shortly as 20 seconds are left here for Nemesis. Here comes the play. I have Agamotto with bubble. Very difficult to counter that. And they
are trying to wait. Oh, they don't get that Luna kill though. Oh, never mind, chat. They got the Luna kill. Team Nemesis needs to win this fight. If they don't win this fight, not gonna look good for them for defense.
Nemesis is going to potentially push through this, but they are losing this space.
I mean, they had the fit of the world, able to run down this back line, and here comes Amadian on the high ground. Kraz also towards that objective is going to be able to get healed up as well, so they regained that momentum. Sentinels a little bit too far forward, not finding enough value off of their Eye of Agamotto. Results in them kind of losing this fight slowly. Aramori going to get staggered up by Kraz, and right now in overtime...
Okay. Come on, Team Nemesis. Come on. Come on, you guys got this.
Right now, Nemesis, for every 3 fights they lose, they only can win 1 right now, so they're going to have to string them together in this third phase. It's going to be very hard versus Nectar because he's kind of struggled on the second phase of the map. So imagine what happens when the map gets more open against Flyers.
Goes to show you what I know. I thought they were holding those ults for a little too long, but really just committed to 1 fight, and it worked out for him. A minute on here, though, and this is a defensible position early on. You're going to try to take this fight in this alleyway because it does give you a little bit of an advantage defensively. Nectar shoving in here immediately with the final judgment.
Oh, he has to get 1 kill, bro. He has to get 1 kill at least. Okay, they got 1 kill, but they use another ult for that.
Great play again by Techie and good communication here by Sentinels as we are starting to see some
I hate Human Torch, bro. I hate how they give him a shift in the air so he can go faster. And it's basically like a sprint. I hate it, dude. Yo, what's up, X Shield? How you doing, my friend? Welcome.
Also having to commit that copy. Kraz is going to go down. Oh, no, he lives. 1 HP on the left side. Comes back to the team. They have Stratus ults to re-engage.
Wait, what the fuck was that? Did he, like, disconnect or something for a second?
Whoever's in the sky, looks like it's Mello.
Yeah, Mello over here with the Ultron bot. Great Eye of Agamotto to find that value out of the sky, take him down, but the dance floor is out to counter that. Jinx, good positioning there.
What's up, baby?
Here comes the
How you doing?
Ultron trying to make something happen. Scatter following up as down goes Aramori. Crystal's not going to find any value there. Popped through it as they do fall early, and we do have ultimate advantage once again on the side of Nemesis as Ricky's holding on to that invisible boundary. Will it be enough to push them deep into point 3, or will they get caught here?
Take care, Han.
As Rymazing doing a great job owning this height, dancing, using that juke. There's the escape there. If you're getting hit by hit scan,
okay, chat, do you guys... Oh, come on, Nectar. You got to pop off, Nectar. You got to get a kill through the... Oh, shit. Team Nemesis is fucking fucked. It is rolling.
It's going to force him into final fight territory.
Okay, chat.
Yeah, that's huge out of Team Nemesis. They did cost them a few ultimates, but regardless, played so well. The scatter had the portal up, by the way, for the portal block, or what's going on here? It looks like he was or did. Something might have happened, or if
wait, was he going for a portal block and then fucked it up and then oh my god.
We do have that Jeff to get back as well as some speed boosts. Ultimate available for Techie in just the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they didn't have the time or weren't feeling comfortable with it prior to somebody getting out and maybe taking some space or positioning to scare him a little bit. Techie goes up with the meteor landing down.
Oh my god. Wait, what was that? What a fucking invis shield. That invis shield actually saved the Luna.
Amadian and Diggs, and this could be enough to take point 3. Will they come back? Nemesis Nemesis looking really good. Is
Nemesis.
Get all
wow, bro. Let's go, bro. Listen, I told you guys I want to see a game 5.
Would be able to do a lot on Punisher.
Nemesis actually holding them.
Nemesis just
Nemesis I thought was going to get held on second point, and they actually made it all the way through. That's nice.
Well, connecting with his ult, just getting so much momentum for their team and snowballed towards the very end. Sentinels, unfortunately for them, not able to hold in that third phase. Maybe they're going to have to look at the drawing boards because that Punisher, man, just didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, well played again by Nemesis. Really looked more in the favor of Sentinels, who were really shutting things down there on point 2 all the way to final fight territory. But Nemesis stayed calm. They ended up using their ultimates in one fight, pushed through, had literally a minute 20 on point 3, but still just owning that and just pushing through when need be, allowing that invis ult was incredible there by the side of Ricky. They got a 5-piece through it because it does obviously hide your team. It's hard to see where they're coming from, and there was I believe we saw a pick from a Median, we saw a few from Mello. It was just enough to shove the team back into the spawn door, not able to portal trap them off, but still won that fight.
And right now, Nemesis on their defense, I mean, they feel comfortable with their composition they're running. I think the Invisible Woman as well has been doing pretty solid. Meanwhile,
oh my god, is he gonna try to oh my god, chat
for scatter? We'll see if it works out.
Oh my god,
Crimzo on Doctor Strange as well. We'll see if they are even thinking about the potential portal play, because there's so much to think about as a pro player. So the counter portal is going to come through or just off the map right now as everybody's under it. Oh no, bye, see you later.
No fucking way. No, he has to go up, he has to go up. There you go, look at that, look at that.
I believe he was floating, although it didn't look like he was. He managed to have a slight jump there, kind of tricking them into using that defensive portal. They were able to jump right around it. So wow, what?
Can you stand on the portal?
You can if you're hovering, I believe.
There's no fucking way they didn't fall through, dude. That's crazy.
The portal was placed a little bit off.
Yeah, because it was Kurova. Kurova definitely went through that portal. Because we saw Kurova in the spawn. So definitely something happened there. I mean, I want to watch that back. Definitely clip that. Kurova's still dead anyway, regardless, as Dinks has the follow-up.
Wait, chat, wait. Kurova fell through the portal but went back to the spawn?
Bucky, not enabling them to find too many picks, although they're able to connect onto a few more targets here as Sentinels kind of create some space. But yeah, I mean, Nemesis right now, first hold, first kind of counterplay coming out from Scatter worked out. 1 minute off the clock now. Sentinels, no ultimates built up either, so it was a really rough fight for them as they regroup and stagger Nectar too. Oh no, that's so bad.
Yeah,
it shot him up, so I mean, no.
Very calm. I said
the Doctor Strange has a shift ability, so he went up. But
fights where before it was like every ult was matched immediately. They are just playing patient, finding value, and then slowly letting the fights extend while they're up in numbers, so that they can get those picks later on and force staggers out by just making this fight last a while. So I like what I'm seeing here from Nemesis, which is why they selected this map.
Yeah, walking up right now, Sentinels kind of do have the counter to go, but an Canadian comes in. Ultron's range just going aggressive, forcing away Sentinels, who actually do a good job sort of playing around that corner, ducking back around. Now re-engaged, enabled for them to come back through. Sentinels have some sort of ultimate advantage after he used it, although Ultron builds up those ultimates quickly. Supernova from Mello is here, and everybody's stuck inside, so they're going to have to counter with a Stratus ultimate soon.
Yeah, that's a terrifying position to be in when you see that Supernova, but they do get walked out there with the bond. And
I'm gonna look at that clip here. Let me see.
Counteract that. Ricky holding on to an invisible boundary should they need it. Agamotto gets pop scatter, and Mello gonna take out another huge eye here. Well done, Strange. In this tournament, these eyes of Agamotto, they're not getting frozen immediately.
Way, bro, that happened.
Scatter again, well played by Nemesis, and now we are at 1 minute and 30 with no ticks on the point.
Yeah, I might have spoke too soon talking about Sentinels getting out of the playoff or getting into the playoffs as the first seed, as Nemesis looked formidable at the current moment.
I'm gonna show chat that TP after. That is actually ridiculous, bro. That is actually really ridiculous how that person survived.
For the playoffs on Thursday next week, or rather this week, because it's already Sunday. So right now, Sentinels have ultimates coming into it. Nemesis did use a lot last fight, but Melo's coming up on yet another Supernova, and there's no Stratus ultimates to counter it.
Yeah, roughly even across the board here. Sentinels using that Supernova immediately.
Who won domination? Chat, look top left.
Use like a visual clutter wall as we see.
And top right. Team Nemesis has won nothing. Sentinels is up 2-0.
Back at him, does force him back in there. It's essentially a counteract ultimate. They're a defensive ultimate. Mello now with a ton of hurricane or tornadoes, and there is going to be a 1 as we lose Techie on the offense, and that is a huge pick.
Wow, nice job by Mello.
Positioning of that bubble, right? Amazing goes down. 40 seconds on the clock. Crimson Muso still gets one onto a minion, but will it be enough as they did force ultimates after losing numbers? That's a difficult position to be in as now Nemesis has nothing. Sentinels do have
nice shot by Kurova, though.
They are going to walk back in here, and it looks like this might be in their favor.
Yep, Kurova, nice shots from him as well. Connects onto the high ground. Here comes the Hulk back into Monster Hulk form. Does have the ultimate available. Meanwhile, Nectar goes for that hook, not able to find it. Hasn't been able to use the Kraken impact necessarily just yet, but here comes Thinks, aggressive with the Fate of the Worlds. You know they'll all be here. We'll see when Nectar wants to pop this. Avagamoto is here from Scatter to slow him down.
Good play by Scatter.
That's so much downrange. Nectar is what had to back up.
Wow, Sentinels
removed over time. Now
Sentinels got full fucking health.
Unless something else happens from Amazing Nemesis, they might have turned this series on its head as they win.
Chat, that is crazy, bro. Sentinels actually got full health, and my Team Nemesis actually won.
They felt in how confident
we got a series, chat. We got a series.
Defense there again. Nemesis taking this to game.
We got a series, chat.
Or 4, excuse me, as they shove through and fight back here, trying to make sure that they can clinch this and get the higher seed in this final of bracket B.
I mean, Nemesis could definitely do it. They maybe have figured something out bad.
Finally, finally a match that isn't a 3-0. Just
I think that they kind of struggled in the streets phase of the game, but then, you know, Kraz came online. Only 2 eliminations on him from the whole time, so he's been doing a great job kind of creating space, also utilizing the ultimate, just kind of being disruptive. You saw in that last fight, Nectar couldn't do anything because of the CC that happened, the crowd control, for those of you who don't know that.
What was that?
Shortening of the word. And right now, Nectar, you know, it was a tough series again from him. I think this one. It wasn't really his fault necessarily, but right now they got to figure something out on Sentinel's side, kind of adjust to these bans, because at the moment, I mean, they were totally fine running no mag, right? And this is kind of what we talked about, Shib, where maybe the over prioritization of the Emma ban, maybe the over focus of the Magneto ban results in teams getting a little tunnel visioned, right? So as long as you get that Human Torch, it seems like Mello kind of put the team on his back, and they were able to play hard around him with a minion on that Ultron. Sentinel is not able to do that because of the Ultron ban, so Nemesis reacting so well on the map number 3 to the ban phase.
Yeah, we've said it 1,000 times that if you pocket the torch, you have that invis shield, you have that Ultron bot versus a non-pocketed torch in virtually any way, as they don't have the invis or the Ultron.
Music,
so
tell them to mute, Jay. Music is a lot on the stream. Do you have connections with them? Yeah. I'm gonna call John Marvel Rival after when this goes on a break, and I'll call him and tell him. I got you. Don't worry.
Yep, 100%. And right now, Nemesis going into that map number 4, they might do it. They could potentially reverse sweep. In EMEA, we almost saw a reverse sweep.
Melophobia, 33 and 4.
Melophobia with
33,000 damage, 20 final hits. That's crazy.
So much damage. Also, secure eliminations, farm supernovas. Like, he was doing everything you could possibly do in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, it was clean, and it showcased 3-0, right? Not able to push through the comp difference, and that's that banning phase win that we saw. We needed, if you're a side of Nemesis, they needed something like that to take this W, and they got it.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can keep it up in the next map. It will be chosen by Sentinels, right? So they can go to a map they feel comfortable on. And Clintar, obviously a better map for Nemesis. Last time Sentinels won that map. Now on the backside, they were able to finally win it. And the ban phase looked quite different than the last time that they played that map. So, I mean, obviously that does sort of change a lot of the dynamic. And in a best out of 5, that's what happens, right?
I appreciate the massive tier 3 for 26 months. Absolutely
is that we can, you know, see really who the best team is in these ban phases. But we will go to a short break. We'll see what happens on map number 4.
Okay. Here, chat. Look at this. This is the TP. This is literally the TP and why this person lived. Hold on. Let me mute this real quick because I don't want to. There you go. I want to see if there's any like. This is basically how the Luna lived. Bro.
I hope this is important.
The fucking Luna shoots up. How the hell do you make yourself shoot up from the portal? What the f... Oh, you know what? With the jump pack? Oh, did she have the jump pack? Yes, she did have the jump pack. Oh my fucking god. I thought the portal glitched. I thought the guy put the portal upside down. So when he fell through, you go, oh bro, oh my god. That is so fucking funny. That is so fucking funny. Okay. That's funny, bro. That's funny. He did do it the wrong way, too. I was about to say, it looked like he did do it the wrong way. The portal looked like it was going up. Yo, no fret. I appreciate the massive 4 months as well, my friend. I appreciate it. Hey, man, thank you for the great content. Can't wait to be in one of your ELO Hell videos. I'm hard stuck Diamond 2. Yeah, just make sure you're in my Discord. If you are in my Discord, you can just sign up for any of the content that we do. Nice. Also, I think tomorrow, chat, we might do a little bit of content. I don't know what I have yet. I have to look at it with Alex. So tomorrow, I might just start my stream, play a little bit of Marvel Rivals, do a little bit of content, and then we're gonna play Expedition 33 all day tomorrow. Because I've been promising you guys Expedition 33. And then after that, we're going to be on Overwatch. Now, the question is, will this tilt Sentinels? I don't think so. I mean, Sentinels was up 2-0. They got full held by Team Nemesis, but it was Nemesis's map pick. Now, since Sentinels lost, it's going to be Sentinels map pick. They're going to probably pick their best map and then probably roll Nemesis. Who knows? We're about to see. What do you think about Expedition 33 for so far? Oh my god, bro. Expedition 33 is fucking amazing. Yeah, Expedition 33, it has to be game of the year, bro. It has to be. It has to be. Alright, sorry, I was looking at... Please show the portal play. I was watching ads. Oh, I kind of deleted it. I'm pretty sure someone posted in chat. Fuck. I don't have it anymore. Would you say it's worth the price tag then? Oh, by far. Expedition 33 is amazing.
Win. So now the series is 2-1. Can they have the sweep? What did you think of that match?
Yeah, I think that they definitely could do it. I think right now Nemesis are looking better than they did previously. You know, on map number 1 and 2, they kind of didn't deviate the bans enough. I mean, they looked pretty solid at points, like we saw in Racco at the first point.
You guys got ads.
Snowballed, right? Sentinels just didn't
when
know how to react to the
when there was a 3-minute break, when nothing was going on.
Sort of removed,
I'm sure you guys will be able to live through ads when there was a 3-minute break.
That character got out of there. I mean, Punisher.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna do the ads anymore. If the ads run during the middle of the game, I don't give a shit anymore. I did it all day perfectly, so no ads will be like trying to play through. You know, I'm good.
You know, on their attack, just able.
Whatever. If ads go during the middle of the game and you miss the game, hey, that's not on me. I'm done.
Yeah, we talk about just the pocket. It's almost
I tried, chat.
to diff a torch.
I tried.
If they have a double pocket like that.
I tried making sure the ads don't get run in the middle of the game. No, listen, I'm not touching it anymore. Good luck. If you guys get ads in the middle of the game, unfortunate.
It's going to be that torch. They want to run that right back.
I did 10.5 hours of making sure it was perfect, chat.
Emma Frost is pretty good.
I'm good, bro.
I guess
I'm good.
It makes sense why you have to ban Emma Frost first. You know, we'll see what changes happen. What changes come through. Okay, we get an Ultron ban. Okay, so they think that was the problem with the Human Torch. Considering
I'm just gonna go
run Human Torch, you might as well.
I'm just gonna go play my old school RuneScape, bro. I'm almost level 86 in fishing.
Maybe do 2-2-2. I think they were trying it before with a Madian on the Hela, potentially with that. Human Torch instead, as a cap ban comes through on a Sentinels to make sure Crimzo can't play that.
LOLW crash out. I'm not really crashing out. I mean, if the ads play more, especially in the games, that's better for me.
Captain America again, but the both bans available.
It's not really a crash out.
Looks like it's being hovered again for Team
I was making the viewer experience better for you guys. I'm good, bro.
Wolverine map.
Yeah, back on domination, Sentinels, you know, they've been dominating domination, but really have, especially against Nemesis. So this could be heavily in their favor, at least off the rip. We got to see Nemesis change it up here on their strategy on Doms. It's typically been their weak point. They do get rid of that wolf, like you mentioned. Cap's gone too, so less of that divey strap. But they do.
You'll be 99 fishing in a year. Good luck. Hey, I went from 84 to 86 fishing in like 3 or 4 days when I was watching this tournament.
So it was either that Wolverine ban or that Ultron ban this time. Ultron, well, because it wasn't protected last time. It was, what was it, the mag protected. So Sentinels are adapting. Mag ban could come through from them, but they go for the Luna Snow ban this time. So it's a human torch.
I mean, you have to also realize I'm watching the tournament, bro. It's like 10 hours of just me fishing on the side.
They don't want Kraz on something else.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I can't wait for the level 90s. 90s are gonna be fucking crazy.
On Cap, right? So I don't know.
It might be a comfortability thing, you know, where they want to have Hulk. I mean, Hulk has a ton of value. Obviously, Cap being, you know, definitely, I would say stronger, at least in this tournament.
See, you guys are watching the bands chat. Look, ready?
Is comfortable, right? So if you're able to make, you know, make plays and have a presence
I'm
on the
85.
field, really
85. I need 57,000 experience, and I get 86 fishing.
And there's a lot of very good Hulk players across the world, and I think we saw someone for FlyQuest, you know, earlier on when we saw it was either it was Spark Chief playing, right? Yeah, so Spark Chief on that hero looked pretty damn good. Now for Team Nemesis, they're going to be able to play around that hero, play around their Human Torch, but without that Ultron. So we'll see if that changes things for Sentinels. It's these small changes that kind of matter in terms of the macro.
Why old school RuneScape? Right? Bro, this was my childhood. I played old school RuneScape when it was released.
We're going to Hell's Heaven up next.
Also, I'm not doing anything else, chat, bro. I'm just chilling right here, putting this guy on AFK mode. I'm watching the games.
Right, the fact that
this is like the easiest thing for me to do.
Twice, maybe 3 times. Not exactly their best map, so we'll see how they do. I mean, Clintar, they did lose to Sentinels before.
Back in the 1800s? Okay, I'm not that old, bro. Relax.
This time they win it, so momentum hopefully back in their favor for them and their fans. Right now for Team Nemesis, getting that Hulk is big, but again, like you mentioned, Chip, not going to have that Ultron in the sky alongside the Human Torch. That definitely is a massive factor for that matchup in the sky for Rymazing and Mello.
Yeah, I
cannot carry any more
changes
fish.
Being everything, and once again, the one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is you do see now on the opposite side with Sentinels, there's a pocket on that torch. It's going to make it more difficult. Although Invis is still in for Ricky to help out with Mello, we'll see which pocket is better with the drone or with the shield as we begin this first fight. Amazing holding that off angle. Nectar going to put a ton of damage down onto the front line of Craze, and that is not going to be enough to get the pick early, but they're going to reset up here on height.
Chilling at the current moment. Nemesis sort of surrounding the objective. And, oh my gosh, Mello goes really low. Passive proc. Oh my god, what a save from Kraz. Are you kidding me?
Okay, come on, Sentinels. I need you guys to put it in the bag. End this series, bro.
From Kraz saved his Human Torch because he doesn't have drone. He's not going to get healed up too consistently. Only
this is Sentinels map pick, so Sentinels has to win this, dude. Sentinels has to win this.
Nectar gets the better in the sky onto Mello.
Yeah, that's that infinite value you can get with the lockdown from Hulk. That exile can be, you know, so impactful when you land it at the right time. Nectar,
and that's what and they get it, bro. And they get it, bro. And they get it
on a map that they may be favored at.
I felt like, honestly, this is the change that Sentinels needed. I mean, the fact they put Nectar over to the Human Torch. Rye is a great Human Torch.
The fact that Human Torches like melee so much in the air is crazy as well, dude.
Human Torch, I think, is something
it's crazy.
That Sentinels can play around. Right, Nectar is an incredibly good Human Torch player. Ultron
because meleeing in the air changes your hitbox and it makes you harder to get hit. That's just crazy.
Usually Nectar plays that Psylocke, plays some of those divey characters as well, but right now for Nectar, this is that change that I think Sentinels needed to get back in the driver's seat. Nemesis, though, switch to full res composition, running that Adam Warlock alongside the Mantis and the Cloak and Dagger.
Crimzo trying to own this space. Does have Eye ready. Ultimate advantage here for Sentinels. We begin this fight. Rymazing going to initiate here with Ultron's Rage. Doesn't find much as we do lose bonds on both sides. Out goes Eternal. Do we see any pick here? A lot of the time you'll see these cloaks go right into cloak form out to that ult because they know the healing is out. They don't need to worry about it. Instead, they try to find a pick. Amadian onto Nectar. Rymazing onto Ricky. Back and forth again as Sentinels are holding on at 55%.
Yeah, but the res is coming through. I mean, that's tough to deal
dunk
with.
Dunk it. Oh, God. Hey, that was a good change up by Techie. seeing that the what do you call it? Mantis got bubbled.
Legend is coming through from Amazing.
Nice by Team. That was a good play by Team Nemesis.
Picks came through from Sentinels, but it was just one. It was just one into one, and it was every character that can get brought back. Right now, Sentinels head back to the spawn. Team Nemesis, this could be the change that they needed, is playing triple res alongside. Now Mello has that ultimate. I feel like this is an easier map to get the resurrect off on the Adam Warlock, but Sentinels, you know, they do have ultimates coming up. Supernova is amazing. It's a big ultimate as well, and Mello could be hunted down.
First time we have seen Warlock today with a res comp. It is a problem. We know Sentinels can do it too, so we'll see if that gets matched out. Doesn't need to be happening yet, as there's 79%.
Oh yeah, doesn't Sentinels love doing the res comp?
Of Amazing and Nectar both being able to do it is a huge advantage. A lot of the time the teams are running a flyer and somebody who runs hit scan almost exclusively as like kind of the talent lineup, but both of them being able to get out here, provide that height and damage as Techie finds Ricky early, but that could be a res available, as we know Warlock res is available from Mello as well, who, you know, a lot of time we see that hit scan go on to Warlock, and here comes the initiation. Amazing on the Diggs, Korova on the scatter, but here's the reses as they all come back into the fight.
Wow, big res from Mello, bro. Big fucking res from Mello.
Split up towards the point. Well, Kraz actually was the one to go down, so he'll have to come back. They do soul bomb. They come back out with the soul resurgence. Can they find those eliminations? Nectar goes down.
Yeah, and a reset again, and point goes back towards Sentinel's favor. 87% here, keeping the space, and out goes that legend. But yeah, Madian gonna find Amazing after the res, make that 2.
Scatter, I think Scatter has been one of their best players, dude.
Trying to use that, I don't know if I agree with it that early, but maybe it was already transformed, so you just kind of, you know, you have to use it at that point.
Yeah, tough situation for Armory to be in, committing it early, but you have to on low-key, right? Because you don't want to get picked off. So right now, Team Nemesis.
Okay, chat.
No ultimates.
Sentinels just need to win one fight, bro. They have 2 ults, though.
Ready to go, but it's against Sentinels. Both Vanguards.
Nemesis doesn't have anything.
These Vanguards have been
besides Hulk. They could win this.
At least Nemesis on their side. We saw Scatter.
If the fight takes too long, I think they're going to lose it, though.
Crimzo and Techie have it in their banks as well. They do have Trailing Prism.
Yeah, never mind. I think Mello's going to get his massive revive. He's at 85, 87, 88, 90% already.
Forced to use the ultimate early, just trying to disrupt the backline, potentially help a dive coming out, but with the soul bond, he's able to stay in there for a little bit longer and take down Rye. No way.
Yeah, that's good focus and great ultimate usage. We've seen Krays just pop off here on Hulk, which, you know, maybe a little more.
Wait, did he miss everything on Hulk? Chat, did he miss that ult?
Combination using that knockback.
Nice fade, bro. Nice fade.
And follow up with another knockback. Outside of it, they usually just get healed right back up. Nectar finds Ricky, Amadian on Armory, back and forth again as Nectar finds Mello. Krays man got a
killing Mello right there when he has res, it changed the game, bro. Unless he has self-res. Oh, he has self-res.
Characters that now have that cooldown up to res, so poor ult's gonna have to come through from Sentinels if they want a chance to
bro. Sentinels has to do something about that, man. No, I think Team Nemesis actually takes the first match.
So he can't even teleport.
Oh shit, chat. Oh shit. Are we gonna get a reverse sweep?
Nemesis getting it done on a map.
Are we gonna see a fucking reverse sweep from Team Nemesis?
And they take home point 1.
What a map, what a play there from Team Nemesis to swap over to that stuff, right?
Holy
to swap over to
shit,
that,
bro. Look at this. 19-3 with a 12,000 damage already.
Sort of counter to these divey compositions, right, Shib? It just feels like anytime that you're on Human Torch having to deal with a Mantis, Adam, and the Cloak and Dagger, you lose value because, I mean, the whole point of Human Torch is to go in with a full combo, right? Use all of your cooldowns, slam dunk, kill one or KO one person. But the problem is, like, after you
scatter
find
as
one
well,
person,
12 and 2.
Where's the other ones? And right now, Team Nemesis
Sprays bang
so
11 and 1,
avoiding any follow-up damage from Nectar. It's been hard.
Yeah.
For him
Also, I don't know how
map.
I feel. I mean, it makes your team. What do you call it?
About like cooldowns being utilized. You have to worry about a second life of them coming back.
I don't know how I feel about the team like abbreviations in their name. I don't know how I felt like that. I don't know if that's forced by the org.
It's just a great compliment to this dive for sure.
I don't know.
Coming back into it, 23 seconds before the point unlocks. Stunned Sentinels slowing it down currently, right? Korova does have the ultimate available, but it's going to be into scatter with the Meteor M. Nemesis, though, they have so many ults to work around. Here comes the Meteor with the blasters, gets bubbled early and just finds Grova early on. Oh no, that's one of the crucial ultimates they needed. No greens there in time from Aramori. They're going to have to copy at least one of the members of Team Nemesis, which is
oh, he hit the roof,
so
bro.
Arguably one of the worst, you know, Stratus ultimates in the game.
He hit the fucking roof and then the massive Groot ult and everyone falls over, bro. There's no way he rests everyone.
All together as a unit, healing up. Also Soul Bond available in just a moment. They come back through with their own Soul Resurgence.
Oh my god, what a fucking massive res.
Just shows up now, but the point is in favor of Team Nemesis. You have Mello on the left side trying to get that one shot. Does not connect. Terror Cape as well on the backside, but the follow-up damage from Sentinels is unfortunately not there. Nectar trying to find more, but Amadian again. Now in the Galactic Legend in the sky, not able to, or sorry, Sentinels not able to react to it as the Greens not there in time to save anybody, and Team Nemesis fully advantaged right now.
Bro, Nemesis is fucking showing up, dude. Oh my god.
Changing, holding on to the point when they already capped it with a great
bro,
spot
oh my god, chat. I don't know, man.
They're at 43 and still have Craze with ult and should have Scatter soon.
I don't know, man. Team Nemesis can actually win this shit and bring it home.
No joke, nothing to be messed with, especially when this full res comp is on the table.
Yep, Nectar looking around knowing there's a Hulk back there, but the surround from Nemesis. This is what what Sentinels were doing earlier, or rather Nemesis was doing earlier with the Psylocke and Captain America, doing it yet again with Kraz on the back line. Supernova available from Nectar.
No. He's gonna hit the roof. Oh, he didn't hit the roof.
The Greens were not there in time yet again.
Another big fucking, oh my god, another big ult, but no one died. Wait, they got one. Right, amazing.
One reset. Can he get another one? Dives onto one, finds two. Kraz
nice by Rye, amazing. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Nice uppercut.
Rye closes it out. They did use on top of that,
but they still managed to get 84%, bro.
Hulk stagger as well, because unfortunately they already flipped the point.
Yeah, they're just going to wait this thing out now, buying as much time as possible. Is going to head right towards that window. Smart play there as the team's going to have to reset. Probably not going to try to get the pick there. Nice Nectar. It's going to give ult charge. A lot of the time you want to try to jump off or use that grenade from Bruce there to force yourself off so it does not go towards the enemy side. But still, good stagger there for the side of Sentinels to try to get some of this percentage back. 84% on the side of Nemesis.
Sentinels need to come back in this fight, right? Losing this map would be terrible. Also, Nemesis look a lot better in Hell's Heaven today. Walking in now with that Soul Resurgence, they create a little bit of space. They walk in as well with the Soul Bond, committing the Greens, and then Grova's ultimate is Sentinels. They have to react quickly. If they react too slowly, the damage boost can kind of put you on the back foot. Dinks though in the back line, still available with his Terror Cape. It creates a lot of space for Team Nemesis. I mean, No Strider's ultimate's also available. Kuroba's going to go down. Aramori, unfortunately, doesn't have ultimate just yet, so everybody else just gets mopped up for Team Nemesis as they, with their cooldowns, able to create so much space on the Sentinels. They couldn't even react, and 90% on the board right now. I mean, Crimzo's getting staggered. He had Strangling Prison. I mean, Portal's going to come through from Nectar. Now it's desperation for Sentinels.
This was, chat. This was Sentinel's map pick, bro.
Nemesis in every single one of these fights, taking it home. They're looking incredible right now as they can't even touch.
I think also the portal was coming through,
bro,
and it got stunned by Hulk, I think, because he just like yeeted it across the map pretty sure.
Chat,
bro. Chat will clip it for us to look at afterwards. Chat, Jarvis, clip that, please. Jarvis is the entirety of Twitch chat, apparently. Nemesis, though, like you said, Shib, I mean, now we're tied up. This is crazy. We could have a reverse sweep. We didn't see it in MEA. It was
this is crazy, bro.
But today, I mean, Nemesis have a good shot at doing so as they've figured out Sentinels.
Yeah, this is insane to look at. I mean, we had this conversation that the tides kind of look like they changed here. Nemesis really clutching up. I like the team comp from Nemesis, the shift there. We thought initially that they were going to try to run Torch. It was going to just not work out for them when they had the pocket. But they just made a full comp switch, which I think is the right
Legendary
play.
Express Owl. Appreciate the 10 months, my friend. I hope you're having a great day.
And it just worked ever since that switch. It was nonstop in their favor. So just big brain plays here by Nemesis, who might have a reverse sweep on their hands.
Yeah, they might have the reverse sweep indeed, and this is the triple res comp, triple strategist comps, sort of kind of being the mainstay, right? You know, when I was I feel bad for saying this, but I did a unranked to Celestial challenge. Sorry, I'll never do it again. Listen, don't ban me, please. I'm sorry. We did it on Ultron, and there were so many games that this character came out. Everybody's like, this character doesn't heal enough. Why are you
My
on
boy
Ultron?
Dogman did an unranked to Celestial run on a. Oh, bro, I hate that type of content, bro.
Just does
I
so
hate
much
that type of
downrange.
content,
You
especially
can
as a
also
content
still
creator,
play
bro.
the game with a 2-2-2 with Ultron comp, especially in
if you are
Platinum
a
and
top
Never
500 player, why would you do unranked to Celestial? It's just an ego thing, chat. You're literally ruining. You're ruining everyone's. There's 12 people in a lobby. You're ruining 11 other people's experience. Well, not really. If you win for your team, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be happy. But
because right now in this game, a ton of people have a problem, Shib. That problem is taking damage, right? People think, okay, I take damage, I get healed.
It's lazy content, bro. It's lazy. Like, you know you're better than those players, but you're gonna be rolling them, dude. Why?
Yeah, because strategies are so good, it makes up for the well, honestly, lacking of gameplay from a lot of lower tier players. So realistically, if
it's like an ego thing, bro. It's like, hey, chat, listen, I'm a top 500 fucking hella player. I'm gonna do hella unranked to Celestial to see how fast we can do it. Oh, look at me, I'm playing against bronze players and I'm a top 500 player. Look, I'm rolling these lobbies. Wow, it's not fun, dude.
Not about raw damage. So you want to play slow, let
No.
Ultron get that ult and cycle it towards
It doesn't matter if it's a different role, chat. If you are a top 500 player, your mechanics, your game knowledge, everything is better than the average like bronze player. Average bronze player, probably all the bronze players, but like
the res there is nothing to scoff at. I think it won them that point.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Warlock is so good as well on that point. I mean, it feels like you could just get that res off. Also, like you said, I mean, Mello getting that res over the top side on that second round. So just great work from him. And yeah, I will never do a unranked to Celestial challenge again. That's you know what? I look at I look at YouTube and I see Otter just constantly doing his unranked to Celestial challenge, and I'm like, man, that is bullying. But anyway, we're gonna go.
Yeah, bro. So there's a streamer that does that. It's not good content, man. I've never liked it even in Overwatch, bro. It's It's not even creative, bro. It's not even creative, chat. Nah, chat, even if there's... Nah. Yo, Steam Gems. Steam Gams? Pretty sure that's a prime sub, my friend. No, man. It's smurfing content, chat, and you're ruining people's games. It's not good, dude. It's not good. Oh. Dude, don't tell me there's one streamer that does the unranked unranked to Celestials, and on top of that, he's toxic to the lower ranked players. No, bro, that's not good. That's not good, bro. That's not good, man. It's not good. And to be honest with you, if I ever got an unranked to Celestial person on my team, like saying, like you said, a person playing Luna Snow and not healing, I'd report that person, bro. And I'd tell my friends to report that person. Make sure that person gets their account banned. Make sure it ruins their content. That's, I don't know, man. It's lazy to me, bro. Nah, man. Alright, chat, change the topic. Let's talk about how let's change the topic. Let's see. What's the score in the NBA game? Score in NBA game. Oh my god, it's the fourth quarter with 6 minutes remaining, and Thunder, it's 91-75. Thunder's winning. Oh my god, bro. Yo, the Pacers are getting their shit stomped. They're losing by 16 with 6 minutes remaining? Oh, someone got... Oh, no. Halliburton got hurt, bro. Oh, no. Oh, I see where they fucked up, chat. Right here, it says in the third quarter, Indiana scored 20, OKC scored 34. Oh my. Oh, he's out for the season? Oh, what do you mean he's out for the... Isn't this like the last game anyways? Oh, he tore his Achilles? Oh! You know, dude, bro, those injuries are so scary. You know why? Bro. Like the one person, I know it's not the same, I think. I don't know. It happened so many years ago. But dude, I think it was his ACL or his meniscus or something, or his MCL. I don't know what happened. But remember Derrick Rose, bro? Derrick Rose was fucking disgusting. Do you guys remember when Derrick Rose was like his rookie year and he was fucking dominating and fucking disgusting at the game? And then like he got that injury. I think it was his ACL and his MCL or something. And he was never the same player, bro. He was never the same player. That guy had a bright future, and like he was going to be such a great player. It's so sad, man.
Nemesis looking good, man. I mean, now
It's
Sentinels pick again.
prime Derrick Rose was. I think prime Derrick Rose could be.
How Hell's Heaven, not exactly the best.
He could be. He could have been so big, bro.
Right? So it's obviously very small sample size.
That guy was disgusting. You know what?
Because
have you guys ever like go on like Google or something and you typed up like, "Hey, bro, give me Derrick Rose fucking rookie highlights," and just watched highlights of someone?
$3 million
Probably what I'm gonna do.
So for Team Nemesis, turning it around on that map is huge. I think that would be a massive momentum shift. Sentinels, I don't know, Shiv, do you think it's finally time to
bro,
stop
that's
banning
tough,
Frost
man.
first, or are we still going with that?
I'm curious if this is the time, but we do see Sentinels instantaneously, both sides. Bye-bye Emma, as is tradition here. But yeah, I think we need to see a shakeup. I do like that counter. It's like if they're going to run Torch, we're going to run Rez, and we'll make those picks less valuable. So unique strategy and thought process there. As we're heading over to Holiday Jolly, another convergence map here. I thought it was going to be another domination. That was incorrect, but this is going to be another tight match, man. And I think Nemesis definitely has the momentum. Sentinels got to get back up on their feet here.
That they do. I mean, yeah, after that, what is it? After, I believe after round
Yeah, Kelowna
three,
is
or
Christian
sorry,
has a new
game
tier
three,
one
it
sub, my
resets,
friend.
so you can pick from any single map, correct? Or it just goes back in order.
I believe so. Yeah, it might have to go back in order, but either way, I do think that no matter what, Nemesis, the fact that they were able to come back on a map that they have been struggling with heavy goes to show you they have been working on the flaws, right? They've been bouncing back from what they've been dealing with in the past, and they are showing up today as we see a different ban out here. Bye-bye Psylocke.
Oh, sorry, chat. I was looking at the auction house on
Human
RuneScape.
Torch band, but without the Ultron.
Yo, what's up, Papa?
See
Appreciate
if
it.
Sentinels want to protect that. Or sorry, they still have the Ultron. They just they get banned on the opposite side. We'll see if they want to protect the Human Torch. Nemesis on their side. They hovered it, went towards the Wolverine. They thought against it just because of how strong Nectar and the Wolverine was. And there it is, protect of the Human Torch. I wonder if we'll see a Mantis ban potentially here, because we have Cap, we have Human Torch. Okay, it's gonna be Ultron protect. Ban rather. So I'm curious to see if Sentinels want to play triple, right? Because that is available. That's something they can do. Make that Human Torch a lot more of a threat. Meanwhile, Loki ban came through from Sentinels as well, as alongside that Ultron ban, to make sure the Human Torch is not as dangerous. But Nemesis kind of proved they can flex off the Human Torch if need be.
Yeah, I want to see if it's a different story here, as we did see success.
Jay, do you think one save should be in ranked? No.
Push maps with the flyer domination, right? So
there's a big difference between ranked gameplay chat and pro play. Pro play teams are actually trying to win and work together. And ranked, people don't give a shit and they're going to be selfish. And if you have a save, people are going to want to save their one trick. You're going to get that Spider-Man who last game went 1 in 36. Try to go Spider-Man again and tell his team, hey, dude, trust me. Have you guys ever had that one player on your team? Hey, bro, trust me on this pick. And then they go 3 and 15. And you're like, why the fuck did I trust this guy?
Map for the Hella, but we saw in the 100 Thieves match that, didn't really matter.
Those are the type of people that will start saving their character if they can.
Teams in general, it seems to be very hard to play it. But now we head into it. Early, this is the lineup we were talking about earlier, by the way. This is the one that SJP died to. Kraz across the map, got the lineup.
Yeah, this is the thing. So just a reminder, if you take damage from this lineup and you don't get KO'd, just make sure you stand near a strategist and do not let them heal you up just yet. Wait till the map starts. Wait for that 15 seconds because it will give them ult charge. Try to turn that around on them by playing smart, but there is a ton of mines there. You don't want to play that game when there's that many lined up, but you can kind of play ahead of that and try to find some value in reverse rather than just getting cleaned up by that lineup.
And I'm sure that there's like 3 nerds looking out there like, why are you showing that? I can't believe you would show my kid in tech when like everybody does it. It's like literally like everybody and their mother does it at this point. Like I literally know my mom will log on the game and do it and get a free elimination. It's that easy.
Wait, his mom plays the game?
Regardless, Team Nemesis.
Yo, wait a minute, Dogman.
On that Star-Lord, which
kinda
is interesting.
fucking goated.
Alongside Mello.
I need to get my dad to play Marvel Rivals.
Just to have the opportunity, I suppose, to flex back over to the triple res. Meanwhile, Sentinels, they do like Crimzo on that Captain America. That's why they protected it. And Nectar, like you mentioned, Shib, going to have him on that Hela. But Mello, I mean, he's going to be so hard to hit. And he also has the...
My dad would probably play Punisher. Well, my dad likes Bastion and Overwatch,
didn't
so...
see the kill feed, but did go down.
Punisher would probably be his character.
Kraz going to fall. Everybody has to reset now once that Hulk is removed.
Yeah, typically when you see Star-Lord, it's either you're running res or you're running that Magneto bubble comp, and your job is to just all off cooldown as fast as possible. So that's what we're seeing here. But Sentinels cleaning up everyone, sending them back to the spawn door slowly but surely. Great positioning, great first fight. Nemesis gonna have to bounce back here. I wonder if we'll see any changes. Probably not yet, as no ults have been launched. But yeah, actually, we do see a Madian make that switch immediately over to Hela instead of that Star-Lord for the spin to win.
Ooh. That should be fun. We get the matchup again between Nectar and a Madian. Haven't seen Nectar play too much Hela so far. It's usually Rye whenever that character is unbanned, but also, you know, in old Sentinels gameplay, they would ban Hela first. So nowadays, Hela's still strong, but Flyers tend to have their sort of counterplay just by, you know, hovering around angles, playing around walls. Meanwhile, Team Nemesis, they're going to walk into this left side. Walls being broken for a Madian, kind of playing without the team. Going to come in late to maybe find this rotate as Sentinels get collapsed upon. Team Nemesis sort of rotating all the way around. You can see that the angle by Madian and Main being so annoying. Just looking for that Hela on the backside as Madian actually loses a shot, has to go get to the health pack, so he's slowed down. Meanwhile, for Sentinels, they're sort of hard controlling this point. 2 minutes is already off the clock. They have the Captain American ultimate from Crimzo, forcing out Dinks and his ult, but Mello's already able to find one. I mean, unfortunately, Nectar losing out on the high ground, didn't have the team to support him. Bubbles coming through. Nectar could swap to Dr. Strength, but he's not going to. They come back, force out invisible boundary. Here comes the Meteor over the high ground. Does it connect into a bubble? Mello on the opposite side able to find Aramori. So through these ultimate Sentinels, unfortunately losing member after member. They need to find something out of this.
I've seen Jeff played in this tournament.
Scatter in his Meteor M to counter it.
Airball Jordan right there. Yeah, Jeff has been played in the tournament a little bit. I don't remember him doing well or not. But yeah, not enough to make him a very good, like, reliable pick.
Shield comes out to save the Hela. Has to dive to the high ground. Here comes Nectar in the high ground. Does get one on the back. Dink goes down also into the invisible boundary. Nice support job there from Aramori. And into the sky.
God damn, looking like me out there, bro. Wait a minute.
To find the final hit. Dropping
Yo, please don't.
That body, the ragdoll, and everybody else now.
Pre-draft 2 months, my friend. How you doing? How you doing?
What a retake and what good patience by Aramori. A lot of the time when you come in as a
chat,
strategist,
Sentinels is they are scared to get reverse swept, so they are doing work right now. This is a really good match though. Coming down to the last map, Bat 5. This is fucking awesome.
Found Kraz over on the right angle, trying to play off the backside, is going to be found out there.
But don't tell me Team Nemesis is going to get full held on map 5.
On point 1, but Mello, that only pick on a Rye is massive for Mello, who now is giving their team a slight advantage in this next fight, which could be their final fight to take this first point.
Yeah, what a read by Mello now coming in over the top. Here comes the Freedom Charge in the backside, and Nemesis, they don't have anything to react to it except that opening pickoff that they got.
Bro, I hate Captain Cardio, bro. There's nothing more than I hate than Captain Cardio running into your fucking backline, burning 9,000 calories while he beats the shit out of people running around with a shield.
Looking for that final tick. They're getting engaged upon by Karoba with a dance floor as Dinks pops his own.
Screaming freedom.
Can he find elimination? It's a Madian to do so. Amazing trying to counter turret on the backside. Unfortunately, cannot do it. Goddess of Death in the sky as well. So much damage downrange now. Meteor M to counter the Goddess of Death.
Great bubble, bro. Great bubble by that team.
Now, Nemesis' Vanguards putting an
Team Nemesis actually capped first point. Good shit. We have a game, chat. We have a game.
Great job there finding value with the
We have a game, chat.
Patient Mellow didn't have to use it. Craze didn't have to use it, and they still get 2 more picks to stagger the team on point 2. So that is a great fight, final fight there. Good patience, an incredible bubble, defensive utilization of cooldowns, shutting down massive things like Techie, who had to launch that off just a little bit too early, unfortunately, to shut down the strat line. So well played across the board by Nemesis again, shoving through point 1, and now are going to try to use this momentum to take the W and win this series against Sentinels. Will they keep this going?
2 minutes left. Mellow pop.
Oh my fucking god, did you guys see that shot?
Supernova wasn't even intended for him, but it didn't matter. He's gonna fall, so is the rest of his team. Crimzo as well. I mean, wait, Kraz also committed the freedom charge. I don't know how necessary it was, but regardless, Nemesis going to the spawn camp. I mean,
holy shit, bro. Carmelo Anthony over here is fucking popping, dude.
Earlier, Ship, how brutal it's been for a lot of professional teams to even find some semblance of momentum here. Crimzo coming into touch, though. He's going to be here with the bubble as well, but so much damage, so many people looking towards him. Eventually, he'll fall. And, oh, wait, invisible boundaries here, but oh no, Techie's going to fall. So now missing both Vanguards. They're trying to sustain in the Stratus Ultimates, but once they're over, I worry for Sentinels.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, bro. Oh no, bro. Chat, bro. Sentinels, you cannot do this, bro. Sentinels, you cannot do this. Chat, can I get a praise in the chat for Sentinels? They need the praise. I need a praise, bro. I need them to win. Yo, tell James my birthday. Can you say happy birthday? Yo, happy birthday, my friend.
And Sentinels gotta get their feet under them here.
Come on, bro. Yeah. Or praying. I didn't even know I had a praying emote.
2 minutes left. Far rotate coming in from Sentinels. I mean, that's all the way around the map. They do have Crimzo to stall, and that's the rotate they made. I mean, it's such a clean rotate from them. That's what Sentinels is so good at, making those unconventional long rotations around the map. Scatter got picked off as well. Rye onto Kraz. Both Vanguards removed, and it's beautiful right now. Absolutely clinical from Sentinel's side as the staggers.
Okay, good hold, good hold, good hold.
50 seconds left now. Nemesis have to regroup.
Yeah, good fight there by Sentinels.
No, the winners of this have better seeding for the top 8.
Gonna even out in alts here, right? Amazing, very close as well to getting that supernova. We're gonna check out this next fight, but it is more difficult, like I said, for Flyers with Hella on the field. But out of everyone in the sky, Johnny is the one that can avoid that hit scan the most. A ton of escapability and just that natural juke. We had the conversation route using that melee in the sky. It does make you very difficult to land headshots on as your head and body are constantly contorting in weird positions. Just a really good movement technique. And here we go.
Oh my god, wait, that was very risky. Why would you do that, though?
That's crazy.
Bro, man, that looks like Shaq, man. Shaq shooting a 3-point shot. You don't do that.
Up for Nemesis on the attack, and they're going to continue pressing forward as Sentinels or just have this dance floor and nothing else.
Yeah, it seems to be enough right now for Team Sentinels. I mean, they're able to kind of push back Team Nemesis. Oh, Kraz again, just a little bit late on the backside with the ultimate, but they're able to find Kurova. Everybody else here towards the point. Goddess of Death as well is enough to send back Sentinels back towards the spawn.
I mean, Captain America finding 3 after that ult, which I thought was just a slight bit late, is going to be enough for them to push forward and act like they won that fight prior to any of those issues. So well done there by Kraz, who just kind of used that momentum and popped off on Cap, said on your left, and just walked through the enemy team as they go into final fight territory. We do have this Goddess of Death up for Nectar. We do have Armori ready with the invisible boundary. Same with Ricky. Let's see who gets this done on nearly the final fight.
Ready to go, playing it slow. Nemesis.
Bro, come on, Sentinels. You gotta hold this, bro. Come on, Sentinels.
Again, just looking for those shots, like you mentioned. Goddess of Death. A lot of body shots into him. Unfortunately, not going to find the elimination. But
no, I think Sentinels win this, chat. I think. Oh no, they have Luna ult almost.
Out of the Hella form.
They have
into the back line, not able to find the elimination. Boundary towards the cart, but they've already lost Armori and Nectar. Oh no, Armori's ultimate is unfortunately all for naught as she goes down. Nemesis wiped the entire floor of Sentinels in overtime. You do have Crimzo to deal with, but what a play from Team Nemesis. Able to walk in with their ultimates.
Sentinels, what's happening, bro?
Yeah, I think honestly that's just a 0.2 diff right there. You got to buy some time on 0.2, and they just kind of walked through it. That's a very defensible position, and they kind of just got staggered through until that final fight, and they were forced to use cooldowns.
Bro,
which at that point it's
chat.
just like,
No,
we
no,
talk about
no,
the slinky
no,
effect
no,
going
no,
down the stairs. It just kept falling down, forcing out ultimates while the opposition didn't have to use anything, and they were just getting more and more value in every fight as Nemesis shoves through all three. It's their game to lose as we see who gets the top side bracket and who gets the higher seed as we push through the final stages of this group stage.
Yeah, but what a way to do it. What a way to end it. I mean, the Hall of Dajalia, great map to do it on as well. I think we saw that in the previous match with FlyQuest. So, I mean, this seems to be the final map of choice for a lot of pro teams. And, you know, the most tense situations, right, Chib? It seems to be always on this map to end it all, which is kind of exciting. I mean, it's such a good map to end it on just because of how first point is. The streets phase as well can kind of be like Aegis Path where it's snowbally, but we've seen teams hold in the second phase of the map, and right now it's back and forth between these two teams.
Yeah, the fights have been so even. It's just a matter of momentum and staggering. I feel like that's the only difference maker we're seeing in this specific matchup. I do think this is a very defensible map, especially on point 3 with that spawn being so close. It's another one of those maps that Strange can get value out with ultimate should you decide to make that switch towards the end. But it is a very defensible third point. So
come on,
like I said,
come on,
Nemesis,
Sentinels, bro. Sentinels,
I'm sure
Sentinels.
they're feeling confident. I'm sure the comms are getting a little bit hesitant as they're shaking a little bit, chasing their way to try to get the top seed and get ever closer to that.
Bro, what Sentinels needs to do, bro, is just like,
so
they just need to start downloading cheats, bro. Chat, if you're not cheating, are you really trying hard enough to win? Like, come on, bro.
Plays that assault from the left side, and here we go.
Also, don't do that.
First fight, we do have Magneto holding that positioning forward there for the side of Techie. Techie, obviously a very mean Magneto, gets a ton of value with that left click. Ultimates are gaining on both sides. Right now, Aramori in the lead. Right, Amazing finds a Madian. Mello onto Techie.
Yo, Citri, appreciate the new Prime sub, my friend. Welcome, welcome.
Which do you find more value with? I do not know. It all depends on this next fight.
All matters for sure.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Fight. 3 minutes left now. Team Nemesis still sitting pretty good. I mean, Sentinels trying to set up their rotations, trying to set up their flanks. Right, Amazing in the main side. Now,
what's up, baby?
Melo's understanding where he is, still sitting above the point, right? Just kind of chucking those fireballs, but right at the moment, right, Nemesis just kind of playing back on their side, comfortable to sort of force away the side of Sentinels, and they're doing so again, just walking up, creating a little bit of space. Ultimate's almost built for both Luna Snow players alongside Invisible Boundary, but Ricky's a little bit later with his armor. He has theirs early because they took so much Vanguard damage early on without going down. Here comes a Madian over the top side, trying to find elimination onto his squishy, but has to crow away. Understand Crimzo is there. Shots again coming from Nectar. It's tough to hit that Human Torch in this guy. I mean, he's just so evasive. Now they come in with a dive. Kraz goes in. Madian's gonna fall on the opposite side. Rye Amazing able to get the one shot, and unfortunately the strategist ultimate's a little bit too late. Rye still in here, also has the supernova. So Scatter shuts down Kurova. Invisible Boundary, I mean, that can't save you, Kurova. Unfortunately, needed a bit of a shield there from your Magneto. But now Nemesis, they backed up. They also have Portal from Madian coming through, so they'll have man advantage in a moment. But the yeet from Techie shuts down Dinks. Supernova as well from Mello in the sky, though. They'll have the teleporter advantage. The Goddess of Death in the sky is trying to get some value, but it's blocked by the Doctor Strange. Right, Amazing able to find Tricky. And Nectar, no way, at the very last second, found two onto both the Madian and Mello. So with those two eliminations, I don't know if they could even do it with the portal up.
Yeah, no, that was too much
Sentinels.
Right there.
Come on, Sentinels.
Reset. We'll see if the Strange portal comes in, but I don't think it even has time to spike the switch.
Come on, cat first. We got ourselves a game. We got ourselves a game.
In the sky in this tournament, but that was everything for point 1 as Sentinels are going to ride this momentum with 4 minutes on the clock. They need to show up here on point 2. Point 2 being very defensible like we discussed. This needs to be a fast push if they want enough time to push through point 3. We've seen the sweeps in ladder. You understand that sometimes you sweep through, the enemy figures something out, and they do it right back. This could be the case. What a game we have on our hands as Nemesis wants to showcase they are a top team, and Sentinels wants to show that they are going to remain a top team as we go into our final few minutes of this match.
Ryan trying to take out that Captain America, forcing him away. Now Mello over the top side. Kind of just takes that 1v1.
Whoever wins, chat. Whoever wins, basically, you can't get mad after these performances from both teams, bro. Both teams did really well.
He's dove already early onto Ricky, though they trade back Nectar. Doesn't matter. I mean, they've lost Scatter as well. So right now, Nemesis is just getting dismantled. They do commit an ultimate. The Goddess of Death, and it's actually from a pretty good distance as both strategists fall. So they trade it back, and unfortunately, the advantage Sentinels have created, it seems like they lose immediately.
Yeah, I think that was a surprising fight. I didn't expect it to turn out like that. It kind of seemed a little back and forth. Still going to be kind of held at this point as Nemesis is owning the height here. Mel, this is a good defensible position for flyers around this cover. A lot of the cover can be broken, but not the height that you can take. So it works well for something like Torch. There is that natural touching point up there that you can kind of stand on should you need more hiding. Nemesis with Crazeman going to find Korova early. Mello
oh my god, no, dude.
The bubble and the invis pocket. Very difficult to win that when you have that kind of cover. Craze going to take out Nectar, and Techie goes down too as they're just staggering the rest of the team. Goodbye, Aramori.
And this is what we talked about on Araco, that went wrong for Nemesis, right? They were losing multiple fights in a row. Sentinels now losing 2 in a row in the Streets phase. 2 minutes left to go. I mean, they need to win desperately, but even if they were to win one here, the cart is in such a weird spot, they might have to fight again, especially without that Doctor Strange portal to block the spawns. It's going to be difficult for Sentinels to snowball this into the 3rd phase of the map, but they do have every single ultimate. Graz has to commit the Freedom Charge early, does get counter engaged as well with a Supernova and the dance floor committed by Sentinels, but it's met with a Meteor M. Will it find anybody? It's blocked by both the Vanguards. It was blocked by the Captain America and the Magneto. Now, Rymazing and crew walking up forward, understanding they have a pretty big advantage in terms of ultimates. Force the dance floor out early from the side of Crimzo. Supernova here, Meteor M to counter it on top of the invisible boundary.
Good shit, Rymazing. Good
takes
shit,
out
good
Amazing.
shit.
No, on the flank. Good job from Rymazing in the sky, but he's met by Mello. Scatter trades back. Nectar's also both of the Hellas are removed. Rye desperately trying to run away. And Team Nemesis, they hold on yet again. This is awful right now for Sentinels as they lost the 3rd fight in a row.
1 minute and a dream here for Nemesis, trying to show up and prove to
chat,
everyone
60 seconds,
that
bro.
they
60
are
seconds. We got to do the XQC fucking
had a ton
stance,
of
bro.
success in the past, and now are just trying to prove to everyone that they can take a tournament like this home. As Mello popping off, and the entirety of Nemesis is looking really clean on this defensible position. 50 seconds on the
50
clock.
seconds, chat, bro.
Huge shot from Amadian in the main side as well. They've walked back into his shots many a times. Right now, Nectar has to walk right back from spawn. Rymazing taking so many pot shots from Amadian. That's why we see this guy as one of the best Hella players in the game. Pops the ultimate early into the backside of Sentinels, who just have to evacuate the location. Is Techie gonna go down as well as wait? Rymazing's able to find Crash, so that's something. At least you get rid of the Captain America with all those walls removed. So much damage came down range.
20 seconds, chat.
Also, you
20
can float
seconds.
now on the map. I mean, 15 seconds left to go.
Sentinels, don't do this to me, bro. Don't do this to me,
Nectar does have ultimate
Sentinels.
ready to go. Amadian just do his. They have nothing on the defensive side. Scatter did just build up the Meteor M, though, to counter Nectar's ultimate potentially, or Rye with the Supernova, but they have to deal with the Vanguards right now. Scatter is just kind of securing this objective, just kind of playing around the payload currently. Here comes Kraz on the backside. You at least make sure they're pressured out, but Nectar's there to match him, walks up forward. Do they want to go for this ultimate early? No, they can commit the dance forward to Crimzo's Freedom Charge. But oh no, Amadian again takes out Nectar. And now that's a huge ultimate in this fight.
Bro, come on, Techie. You gotta hit someone, Techie. You gotta hit someone, bro. You gotta hit
someone. The
someone.
bubbles there. Also, the Captain America Freedom Charge to keep him healthy is also here. So that Meteor M not going to find too much as Kraz able to do whatever he wants. Overtime ticks down. It's now
nice block. Nice fucking block,
for them. Scatter
Techie.
misses the Meteor M, unfortunately. Also has to deal with so many fire tornadoes. The invisible boundary keeps him healthy for now. Both teams, I'm sure, are panicking at the current moment as in last fight territory, no more ults are up. On the flank does take out Amadian, but on the backside, Nectar only finds one. Gets the Resonant Armori, who just went down, so that's a huge pick from him alongside that Resurrect. But oh no, the Vanguards, yet again, Korova and Techie fall. Nobody else is there, and Sentinels get stopped. Nemesis are your #1 seed out of Group B.
The reverse sweep is real as Nemesis comes back from an 0-2 to take
just
it
reverse
home.
swept,
What a W.
no,
Nemesis looking insane.
I put the house. I put the kids. I put the animals. I even put the wife on Sentinel.
So well played by the entirety of the team, but you gotta show some love there to the Torch with the MVP. Well deserved.
Yeah, Mello, such an improved player, has done such an amazing job on that Human Torch throughout the series and just in general in the Ignite series. I think is leveled up for sure. Same thing with everybody across the board. I mean, Amadian, we already knew how good he is on Hella. I think he's probably a top 3, top 2 Hella currently. You know, we have to see him versus Delena. We have to see him versus some of the other good Hella players. But I think it's a bit of a hard matchup for Nectar, if I'm honest with you. Like, it's not necessarily
if I went
Nectar's
homeless,
favorite
you guys will let me
matchup. I think
live
he's like
with you,
the
right?
Psylocke player. He can kind of
Like,
flex over
like
2D.
Crash, you guys won't let me live with you, right?
Or the Human Torch. But Ryan Amazing, you know, I'm used to him seeing him on the Hela to match the other side. I mean, obviously it's a Madian. I think it's going to be hard to match him with both duelist players. But right now, I mean, well deserved by Team Nemesis. What a reverse sweep from them. It's the first we've seen in this tournament, at least in this best out of 5 series.
Yeah, I like to call out to a Madian there on the Hela. He has always had a very strong Hela play.
$1.8 million on Sentinels, and Team Nemesis only had 560K. Team Nemesis got a 1-to-4 return ratio,
so
bro.
the Torch can't be free to just dominate. But when you have a Hela on your side that is popping off, it enables the entirety of your team to take space just due to the raw damage of every
If you put $100,000 on Team Nemesis, you got $412,000 back. If you put $20,000 on Team Nemesis, you won $82,000.
Is known for just distracting and not necessarily known for getting a ton of picks.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, both of the Vanguards, you said Kraz, you said Scatter. I mean, they're so good curling on Nemesis.
I feel so bad for Sentinels,
for sure can't be understated. I mean, no diss to Techie or
I feel so bad for Sentinels, bro.
But right now for Team Nemesis,
Mello went 37-4.
I think I'd be scared of them in Group B or coming out of Group B, because I think every team that's competed, you know, had to go against both Nemesis and Sentinels, and it's been kind of a not a slaughter on the side. It's been very, you know, back and forth. I think between every series we've seen, and Sentinels definitely don't seem to be that team that is the #1 seed right now. It's Nemesis. In terms of their ban phase, it worked out perfectly, and as these teams kind of progress, Shib, it's looking like you know, we're seeing a more defined meta.
Yeah, I think they just kind of steamrolled. I think that when we saw Nemesis on that point two, it was almost game, just mentally. They shoved through point 3 relatively quickly. It was just a momentum shift. Ever since that first win, I cannot believe we saw this reverse sweep. First time in this tournament, a full reverse sweep. So well played. You never give up. Anything can happen. The power of belief. What a bunch of beauties as they shove right through. And I can't believe it. Now are the top seed on bracket B.
Yeah, I mean, I had to eat my words, I'll be honest. I had to eat my words. I was talking about like how Sentinels is getting #1 seed earlier on map 2, and then you know, they cast a curse almost for Sentinels as Team Nemesis. I mean, they looked so good. You know, obviously we don't have any favorites here, so for Team Nemesis, that's huge for them. We're happy to see a team succeed such as Nemesis when, you know, a tournament like this is a great way to perform, like, or sorry, to show your skills, to show your how good your org is, how good your teammates are and your players are. Right now, Nemesis look like a team to beat for sure out of Group B, like you mentioned, and they
I take full responsibility, bro. Really I wanted the Sentinels to win, but when it was 2-0, I wanted Team Nemesis to win because I wanted a close series. I didn't want a 3-0 run. And then the Team Nemesis just came back and fucking swept.
Looked so good, but we are going to have a conversation with Artie, the head coach, and I can't wait to get into the thought process behind this sweep and what their discussions were. How are you doing today, my friend?
Hey guys, doing pretty good. Obviously, we're feeling really solid after that. I mean, hey, we got 100% win rate in the rematches so far, so.
Gotta love to see it. I have the biggest question I have for you is, what were the comms like in that 2-0 when you were down 2? Was it just a let's try to get 1, or how did that look?
So, I mean, the comms were mostly just about like the overall game plan of just, hey, you know, what's been working, what hasn't been working. In our scrims, you know, we have been practicing sort of very set things, but we could tell that Sen has also been very much targeting certain things against us. So on that third map, I just sort of went up and I was like, hey guys, what if we just stopped with the mag protect and we just protect the torch? Because at the end of the day, Melophobia, he is the brightest in the sky, and so
damn, play the what a fucking saying, bro. He is the brightest in the sky. What
on the other team?
He's right.
Target against.
He's right.
You know, Crimzo is. You know, you just take away his Captain America. There's really nothing else he could play. So.
Oh, calling Crimzo a cap
you can
one
see that.
trick.
What's up, Artie? By the way, good to see you again. Obviously from China in a different NetEase game. It's good to talk to you again. And obviously, you guys are looking pretty good. I mean, you talked about how your team is definitely going to be making it far and making some waves right now. And you can see why. I think that, you know, this team was a perpetual dark horse, kind of like, you know, from Shikigami now moving over to Team Nemesis. What sort of changed, I think, in the roster? What is the biggest thing that you would say Team Nemesis has done differently over the course of the past couple weeks?
Mostly, I think it's just been confidence, and it's just been getting reps in. I think that not much has changed with the players over the last few weeks. I mean,
damn, chat, look at that.
They, joined
Team Nemesis won here. They won here. They played against Sentinels. Team Sentinels
really
kicked Nemesis' ass
sort of
2-0. Went to the lower bracket, and they came back and fucking lost. They were losing 2-0 again, but they came back, bro.
Sure that we're learning from everything. I think that as the players just sort of gain confidence and they gain the understanding, like, hey, we are one of the best teams in the world. Hey, we are one of the best teams to do it. Then they stop sort of really hyper focusing on sort of the bigger picture of the mistakes. Just like, oh, like, you know, I think we have to change this and this is like, no, clean up the small stuff and your big stuff is fine already.
The next question, from a coaching perspective, I've always wondered when you guys switched over to Guardians on that hard pocket of torch. And first off, I love the mellow, brightest in the sky, really cool line, obviously. But when you made that Guardian switch to counter the hard pocket torch, is that the answer? Is that the answer that teams need to be looking for?
I mean, triple support res comp is just so strong, right? And we were running pretty much only triple support res for, I think, 2.5 weeks in scrims. Like, straight up, we have not been doing much other than just practicing. So we have a lot of reps in on it. But it is a very, very strong comp against a lot of different things. And so if they leave it open, we have that as an option to pivot to. The call is always going to be like, hey, the worst case scenario, doesn't matter what they run. If whatever we're doing isn't working, add them triple support res comp.
That would make sense. No, you can see exactly why. I mean, that comp is absolutely
disgusting. Wait, did he just leak his strats? Does he know that he plays in like 3 or 4 days again?
Will be playing, and you know, we've seen them
in the top 8
have an upset win over FlyQuest on the Black Panther sort of compositions. I know that's a entirely different sort of puzzle to solve. I mean, it seems like they got solved on the upper, you know, in their side of the upper bracket and then lower bracket earlier on in the tournament. But you know, what is it like for you as the coach of this team of Team Nemesis to kind of figure out how to play against the comp like that with Ego Death on the Black Panther and then they're just dive comps in general?
Yeah, I mean, we had a scare with Black Panther the last time we went up against Sentinels for sure. And so now there's another team that runs Black Panther. Okay, kind of scary, but at the same time, in scrims, we've never been worried about Ego Death. I love those guys. They're super great scrim partners. And so it's going to be kind of fun to run it back with them since it's been a few weeks since we played. But I think that we're not so worried about their comps. We're not really worried about Black Panther. I think that for us, we were kind of scared that if we lost today, we would go up against Envy. So I think it's better that we're up against Ego Death. Like, this was, once we realized, like, hey, we're going up against Sentinels, it's like, okay, we'll watch the finals to see what happens, but we're not losing tomorrow. Like, we can't lose against Sentinels. We have 4th seed or nothing.
You heard it here first. The battle of the scrim partners.
So Sentinels has to play against Envy, chat. That's going to be a good game.
Do you have any major thing you want to? It's been a pleasure talking to you. First of all, do you have anything you want to say to teams, the players, anyone you want to thank? Now's your time.
Oh, I mean, just huge shout out to everybody at Nemesis. Like, all of the players, so good. Every single one of them has been putting in a ton of work. Even our substitute players, they're always there when they can be. And honestly, every single one of them has been putting in the effort to get us here. And so just a huge shout out to them. Big shout out to FlyQuest actually as well. FlyQuest has been warming us up before a lot of our matches. We've been warming up FlyQuest for a lot of their matches. And honestly, I'm really hoping for FlyQuest versus Nemesis, sort of like grand finals. But honestly, a big shout out to you guys as well. I love watching the cast, and Dustin, it's good to see you on this side as well. So honestly, huge thanks for being here, and thanks for bringing us out.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the kind words. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, Artie. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you. Hopefully, get to see you on the desk in the future.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.